had made this a campaign issue. If this is how this state is going to break out, 40-38, what happens to Mr. Yogi Adityanath? Straight question.
Well, I think it's a bit premature right now to ask that question.
40-38.
It's a little premature because, we saw the Samajwadi Party picking up. Just like, you saw the RJD picking up in Bihar. You saw the Samajwadi Party picking up in a bipolar contest against the BJP. And there have been a couple of elections, local body elections, where you saw the Samajwadi Party forging ahead. What is worrisome right now for the BJP, and that's the second point I want to raise, is the consolidation of that big coalition that they had, the caste coalition, that seems to have been fractured. So that's the second issue.
Priyanka Gandhi is trailing in Sultanpur.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if you said Amethi, Smriti Irani is trailing, it tells you that people are questioning the party now about performance.
Yeah, but I'm just still going to qualify this. 40-38 is not healthy for the BJP, but the fact is it's early days in Uttar Pradesh.
But
the numbers, 39-39.
The numbers will further consolidate and change.
Can I just, BSP has picked up too. I just want to see where those, I don't know if I can tell you where those seats are from because it's not showing.
Yeah. So the seat
data. Back to zero again.
Yeah, one sec. I also want to bring your attention to Rajasthan. Rajasthan, the pollsters predicted about 7 seats to the Congress.
Yes.
5 to 7 seats. The Congress is now, or the INDIA is in 12 seats out of 25. That's a big thing. And many, Sopan Das Gupta, are saying that in Rajasthan, the problem is not the Congress. The problem is the BJP.
Well, I
Internal rumblings within the BJP has hurt them.
Which may not have gone down very well with the BJP's own rank
voters,
and file.
Yep.
That is that if you bring in obscure people and catapult them to the top, maybe the more established leadership.
It's improved now, 14-11, it was 13-12, it's 14-11, it's improved now a bit.
Those who take decisions in the BJP, even in Haryana, for instance.
Yeah,
you alienated a lot of the Jats, you didn't accommodate them when the need arose. So perhaps, people are...
So the Gurgaon seat, the Rohtak seat, the Sirsa seat, the Kurukshetra seat, the Ambala seat. Yeah. I mean, this is the Jat heartland, as it were, and the BJP is doing badly in those seats. And they swept Haryana twice completely, 10-10, both in 14 and in 19.
What is interesting is that there is no all India pattern.
Yes.
That the BJP is doing badly in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, but it's doing remarkably well in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. Even Karnataka, they're doing
Gujarat,
very well. So there's no all India pattern to this whole thing.
I think
but
the BJP, when it was doing its number crunching,
Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and Rajasthan together are nearly 150 seats.
So when BJP was doing its number crunching, I think they over depended on this Labharti vote. It looks like that when they thought about all the welfare measures, they thought that would be good enough to get all the numbers. But right now it seems that things, when people went to vote, the Samvidhan Khatre mein hai, the Jat anger, all these things factored in when people were casting their vote. So what we're going to see now is, Nitish and Chandrababu becoming kingmakers. If this is what the numbers are.
I mean, I know it's a day of fluctuations. One second, Rahul. The India Alliance is ahead of the NDA in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, that's
it's 40 to the India Alliance and 38 to the NDA. This was
I'm telling you,
unthinkable.
if it's a crore vote, says, Nalin had pointed out, and even within a crore, if that was an exit poll,
it's
there is one
further.
voter going
It's
this way and one going that way.
No, it's indicative.
Yep.
Now
It's changed further. It's 41-37 now.
But I just want to put this in some perspective here. Look, you've had 10 years of anti-incumbency, but 2 black swan events. You've had a war in Europe and, of course, in the Middle East, and you've had, of course, COVID. And despite that, after all of this, the BJP is there in the picture. It's the single largest party right now.
The vote share, you can look at the graph. The vote share has gone up from 37.7, I think it was, to 40. So about 2.2 or 2.3% rise for the BJP.
Yes.
But the Congress's vote share, which was 19%, has gone up to 27.
Now,
so that is an 8% jump.
And we've got the UP numbers here. The UP numbers show that the BJP has 43%. The Samajwadi Party has 31%. The Congress has 11% and the others are 15%. So Samajwadi Party and the Congress put together is 42%. So it's neck and neck with the BJP. So then for them, seat conversions is going to be a problem. And in Uttar Pradesh, the BJP's vote share has to go up. The NDA, its partners have to add on and they need to get to nearly 50% vote share for them to be able to convert
what
the
this
kind of
graphic
seats they
shows
do. And they are minus
Anand,
7%.
what it also shows is if
They
you
are
add up
minus
the
7%.
Samajwadi and Congress vote share, that's an increase of 19%.
19%. And
7 of which is coming from the BJP, yes.
Yeah.
But the remaining is
coming from the others. It's coming from the
Mayawati.
BSP.
It has to come from
it's coming
Mayawati.
from the BSP. Very clearly, it's
That's
coming
the
from the
problem for the
BSP.
BJP
9%
right
or
now.
10% coming from the BSP.
Yeah.
But for the BJP, they have had an erosion in their own vote share, and that's an issue. That's going to be an issue so far. As of now, this is the number. About a crore and a half. Still about 12-15 crore votes to be polled.
But
So
what
we'll
it's
see if
telling
this
you,
scenario
generally
changes.
speaking, what it's telling you is that the other Pichra classes, the EBCs, they have moved not to the BJP as the BJP was expecting. It's clearly moved to the other side, which is where the problem is. It's that caste rainbow coalition that the BJP had constructed, which is under pressure right now. Now, I don't know what
See,
if it'll
here's the
change.
thing. Here's the thing. For me, unless there are at least 10 crore votes that have been counted and polled in Uttar Pradesh, I'm not willing to go out and say that these numbers will hold.
True.
My point is that as and when we inch towards 10-12 crore voters being polled, this scenario could change. This scenario could change drastically.
But not dramatically.
Yeah, not
But not
dramatic.
dramatic.
This scenario
This
could
is a
change.
protest vote.
This
It's coming
scenario
not
could
only
change.
through Uttar
It's not a
Pradesh, but
runaway
other
victory
parts.
for
I think
the...
we've got enough indicative
Look, there
votes,
is
so
a
I'd say
belt.
that
There is a belt now. It's a clear belt. You can see it. There are 3 belts. The north, Himachal and company have sort of held up for the BJP. Then you have this middle belt where there's been a lot of flux.
Rajasthan,
and then of course
UP,
there's been
Haryana.
Madhya Pradesh and all that, which is held up again for the BJP and Gujarat, etc. So it goes all across just till the borders of Bengal.
That's what's actually fascinating because
Yeah.
in the Hindi heartland, a lot of people were saying earlier that if you start going down in UP, you'll go down in the rest of the Hindi heartland.
Yeah.
But we are not seeing that. We are like
Bihar is not
Zaka,
showing
you
that.
pointed that out, like
Yeah,
Rajasthan.
yeah. Generally,
and
I mean,
UP is where the
there's sort
reverses
of
are in the north.
it's a
academic
rather
papers
strange-
about
now,
it.
it's a
77,
strange
89.
anomaly.
When
Yeah.
UP goes down, the entire Hindi heartland goes
Yeah.
down, but that's not the case this time.
As the numbers are consolidating, the INDI and the Congress are also consolidating their position. The NDA now at 300 and they've been hovering around this 299 to 303 mark for a while. The BJP has not gone above 250 at all. It slipped down to 244 now. So there is a lot of flux that's happening as the rounds are increasing. Bihar, interestingly, the NDA is doing well at 33 out of 40 compared to the fact that they would actually slip. The biggest shock so far is from Uttar Pradesh and from Maharashtra and of course from Rajasthan. Akanksha's got an update for us. Yes, Akanksha.
Yeah. All right, Anand, we can see it's a close fight between the BJP and Congress. BJP's got 13 so far, Congress 12. In fact, Om Birla is leading by a thin margin in Kota. Let's have some more insights.
अभी ओम बिरला टफ मुकाबले में कांटे की टक्कर चल रही है कोटा सीट में लोकसभा ओम बिरला
हाँ, किस
साढ़े
कोटा
चार
कोटा
हजार
सीट
है।
में
4,500 ऐसा
कितने राउंड काउंटिंग हो गए?
का है मार्जिन
कितनी राउंड काउंटिंग?
राउंड हो गए काउंटिंग के?
लगभग चौथा पांचवा राउंड चल रहा है कई जगह 6 राउंड भी हो गए हैं बहुत सी सीटें हैं एक झुंझुनू सीट है जहां पर फ्लक्चुएट हो रहे हैं आंकड़े बहुत ही कभी बीजेपी कभी कांग्रेस तो 25 सीटों के रुझान एकदम स्पष्ट हो चुके हैं बीजेपी 13 कांग्रेस 12
कोई ऐसी सीट है जहां 15-20 हजार से ज्यादा वोट शेयर का वोट्स का डिफरेंस
कोई
है?
ऐसी सीट है जहां 15-20 हजार से ज्यादा का वोट शेयर या मार्जिन दिख रहा है?
करीब 12 से 15 सीटें हैं जहां 50,000 के मार्जिन में कांग्रेस प्रत्याशी आगे चले गए लगभग 30,000 से मोस्टली आगे हैं
All right, Anand, you have it
So
there.
nearly
5 to 6 rounds done.
Yeah, so nearly there are 12 or 14 seats where the margin of victory is more than,
Is more
or
than
lead
50,000 votes.
is more than 20,000 votes, and there largely it's the Congress party which is
can I just,
consolidating leads in Rajasthan.
even in Bihar, where the NDA is doing better than it's doing certainly in Uttar Pradesh, it's the BJP that's losing a greater share of seats. They had 17 last time, they're right now leading in 12, that's down 5. JDU, everybody was saying, JDU MPs will face a lot of anger, a lot of anti-incumbency. JDU is only down 1 from last time. So what does that mean, Nistula, in the context of, the power equations? Clearly,
yeah,
Nitish,
not very good news for the BJP if, they stake claim or whatever. As Shopon also said that they are capricious allies, both Chandrababu Naidu and the JDU. So
right now, for example,
really, BJP will have its task cut out for itself.
So we've got all leads coming through now. NDA on 300, BJP on 244, Congress on 90. There is some seat which is a neck and neck seat because it's fluctuating between the Congress and the BJP. It's a straight fight between the BJP and the Congress.
सर पे कफन बांध के आए पप्पू यादव
Pappu Yadav trail कर रहे हैं. Pappu Yadav trailing, but Rohini Acharya is also trailing. in that seat.
The one who donated her kidney
Purnia
for
seat.
Lalu.
Purnia.
Yes.
Saran.
That is Saran. Saran is against Rajiv Pratap
leading,
Rudy. Rajiv Pratap Rudy is leading. R.K. Singh is trailing in Ara.
Oh.
In Ara, Bihar, R.K. Singh is currently trailing, and Giriraj Singh is also trailing in Begusarai. And Jitan Ram Manjhi is leading in Gaya in Bihar. Chirag Paswan is leading in Hajipur. Interesting numbers there. Lalan Singh of the JDU is leading in Munger in Bihar.
Interesting campaign.
Ram Kripal Yadav, who said that he had been attacked in Patliputra, is trailing. Misa Bharti is leading in Patliputra. So interesting fight there. Ravi Shankar Prasad leading in Patna Sahib. There you go. That's the Purnia seat where Pappu Yadav, who's fighting as an independent, is trailing. Radha Mohan Singh of Purvi Champaran is also leading of the BJP. So these are the Bihar stories. In Bihar, like you said, Zaka, that the BJP is the one that is doing worse than the JDU.
Than the JDU.
Contrary to expectations.
And that's a problem because
Now
again,
that's a cabinet minister trailing Smriti Irani.
you know, 5 down. BJP is down 5. The JDU is down 1. Again, all the people who traveled to Bihar were saying, you know, JDU MPs are feeling the heat. People are not liking this, you know, Palto Marufying as Nitish Kumar, Paltu Chacha as he was called. But he seems to be doing okay. Out of the 16 he had last time, he's holding on to 15. BJP had 17 last time, BJP is down 5. Again, this chatter about, oh, if the BJP does well in the Lok Sabha, they will change Nitish as the chief minister, there'll be a BJP chief minister. I don't think that's happening after this. Certainly not after this.
Doesn't seem like it.
But I think, folks, let's go back to Uttar Pradesh. I mean, it has always been the old adage that you have to win UP to win Delhi. The road to Delhi passes through Lucknow. And right now, Nalin Mehta, you're looking at a situation where the India Alliance is at 40 and the NDA is at 39.
This is a clear vote of discontent against the BJP. This is a protest vote. It's very clear. We have returned. This is uniform across all regions of UP. It's not like one region or here or there. I mean, if you see that map, that's swathes of green across. The BJP has a real problem here.
Yeah.
What did Akhilesh do right, which nobody could gauge? It was like, why did he?
I think he broad-based
none of the exit polls showed.
Broad-based the candidates selection.
The exit polls did not show him getting these kind of. None of the exit polls showed Akhilesh getting.
He gave Yadav's only 5 tickets. Only 5 tickets were given to Yadav's. 50% of the tickets were given to either backwards or Dalits. I think that's where, and one Muslim.
So he learned a lesson from 2022 where he had the full consolidation of the MY vote, but he didn't have other groups didn't join. This time 17 tickets to Dalits. And two, he copied the BJP model and replicated it very well, where he gave lots of tickets to non-Yadav OBCs to get around this whole thing of Yadav dominance and so on. And that's worked. That combined with Savidhan.
And so he took away a lot of Mayawati's
he took away a lot of Mayawati's.
That is actually
that is what
worked. Seats distribution, the ticket distribution, etc. And also, you know, there is always this fear in Uttar Pradesh that if you have a Samajwadi Party government, all the darogas and everybody will change in the local thanas and things like that. There's a behavioral issue with a very domineering community, a martial sort of a community. So he kind of brought that temperature down. He actually had to talk down to his cadre and tell them to kind of hold on. I think that Allahabad rally thing was an exception. And very importantly, this time around, the Shivpal Chacha was very much with him, and he had the organizational sort of heft to do this kind of thing.
Again, scenarios changing, BJP slipping closer to the 240 number, whereas the Congress is inching slowly closer to the 100 number. 95 leads the BJP at 240. And 294, so 6 down 300, the NDA overall, INDIA inching closer. So some of the allies of the INDIA are consolidating and becoming stronger. And are these gains largely happening in Maharashtra? We'll do a quick check. Sumant Raman, you had a point to make. Lucknow, Rajnath Singh is leading. Yes, Sumant Raman.
Anand, I think also the BJP was probably a little complacent in UP because of that 49-50% vote share. You know, when you're getting 50%, you tend to assume that you can't be beaten. I mean, how many ever people gang up against you? And last time everybody did in 2019, and they still won such a huge victory. I think that made them a little complacent. And the important lesson is no seat is safe, however big a margin you won it by. Many of these seats where the BJP is trailing now were won by margins of more than 3 lakh votes.
Correct.
Last time.
Correct.
So I think that is a big lesson.
No, but the fact is in Uttar Pradesh, sir, the Prime Minister himself did 31 out of his 206 rallies across Uttar Pradesh. So it was not
maybe the Hindu-Muslim didn't work. I think that's a very significant point.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister went all out with the Hindu-Muslim card after the first phase, after southern India had more or less
whether that was the reason, or just the frictions within the BJP itself.
You know,
in many seats, the BJP itself leaders were working against their own MP candidates.
Can I just make this point? You know, when PM Modi made that statement, he made it in Banswara. In Banswara, a tribal from the Bhap party is leading in Banswara. They were not allied with either the BJP or with the India Alliance. They were
with the India Alliance.
With the India Alliance.
India Alliance.
So,
you
know, when you say it may not have worked, at least from evidence in Rajasthan, it doesn't seem to have, because if the idea was to gin up the base and get the base to come, clearly the base hasn't turned up like the way the BJP hoped it would.
The larger question, especially in Rajasthan, if you look at Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, it was the infighting within the BJP which was the talking point. A BJP versus BJP scenario is what was being spoken about more than what the opposition was doing. And especially when you have a victory like in Rajasthan, there were MLAs who were unhappy with the MP candidates who have been assigned and the tickets that have been given. There were those who said that these MPs tried to fix us during the assembly elections. We are now going to make you happen because Bagalwala jeetega. The thought was overall aayega to Modi, but inko let me just take care of these people.
Even in Telangana,
is that BJP versus BJP scenario hurting them? I don't know. I'm just saying that's another factor that needs to be spoken about.
Even in Telangana, so the Secunderabad seat, Mr. G. Kishan Reddy was expected to win that seat. He's now trailing. Danam Nagendar.
That had become a very tight seat.
Yeah, Danam Nagendar, who was I think with the BRS before, he's now with the Congress. He's leading in that seat. BJP has gone from 4 to 7 in Telangana. BRS 0. They had 9 last time, including in places like Medak where they've
Congress
lost.
has really consolidated.
Congress is consolidated. 6. They had just 3 last time. They've gone up to 9. Asaduddin Owaisi continues to retain his seat of Hyderabad.
And Andhra Pradesh?
Let's look at Andhra Pradesh. This is a NDA sweep all the way. I think YSRCP had 17 last time. They're down to 5. It's almost a flip from what happened last time. Yeah. So NDA 20 seats. YSRCP had 22. This time they're down to just 5. Let's take a look at the BJP seats, where the BJP is leading. So Narsapuram is a lead for the BJP. Dagubati Purandeshwari, I said, is leading. She continues to lead. That's from Rajmundry. From Araku, again, the BJP candidate is leading. From Anakpale, CM Ramesh of the BJP is leading. So BJP, out of the 20 that the NDA has, the BJP was contesting 6, I think. They're leading in 4 of the 6.
They slipped below 240 now, the BJP. In terms of leads, they slipped below 240. They're at 239. And the NDA is less than 295. They're at 292 now. Whereas the INDI alliance is actually getting into 230. They're 229 on the cusp of 230. And the Congress again inching back to the 100 mark at 96 seats. If the Congress, 97 seats now. So just 3 short of 100 seats, the Congress party from 52 to 97.
So this is
a big jump, 45 seat
Congress
jump.
97, Samajwadi Party 34, TMC 31, DMK 20, Shiv Sena UBT 10, NCP Pawar 8. This is the breakup of the India Alliance.
See, a point which I think should be made now is that for 10 years we'd got accustomed to stable government. I think if these results are to hold till the end of the day, we have an underlying instability in the dispensation.
Yeah.
And that I think is something we need
Already
to think
people
about.
are asking whether somebody like a Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar can be trusted, or will they palat again?
Yeah, you can never say, and I think all eyes will be on the India Alliance, because you will see Sonia Gandhi, who has an experience of bringing in smaller parties to make a coalition, like she did with UPA 1 and 2. She has more experience in talking to allies, potential allies, as compared to the NDA, which is still one of those bully pulpit leaders of a
but the
coalition.
NDA is well ahead of 272.
In a scenario where you need allies.
That is because of these two.
Suppose you can't trust a Babu or you can't trust Nitish. Then at that stage, you need somebody who is more pliant and who is more conducive to pulling in allies, and Sonia has more experience in that than a Modi Amit Shah.
232 for INDI alliance, 289 for the NDA. If some key allies of the NDA actually were to decamp, then the INDI alliance actually gets within shot of that 272 number. But it will be a cobbled up coalition either ways. Instability is what looks right on top, is according to Swapan Dasgupta. Yes.
Anand, I think the important factor that we have to look at is this government, even if it is an NDA government, will be forced to be more democratic, will be forced to take in opinions from all sides. It can no longer be my way or the highway, which is what it was in the last 5 years. And I essentially see this vote as a protest vote against that kind of, when the campaign started, people were laughing when they said, saving constitution, saving, democracy, how on earth will the rural voter even relate to all this? But the results tell us that I see this fundamentally as a voter saying that he wants more, a more consensuous kind of a government. And I think that this entire approach of, concentrating power in one individual, whatever be the result, even if Mr. Modi does become the Prime Minister again, that will have to change, because there will be some level of checks and balances.
Well, you're going to have an opposition in Parliament to start with. You're going to have a
you're going to have a very robust, solid opposition in Parliament.
You can't pass bills that will.
Yeah, but no, the other thing is, in Tamil Nadu, what happens to the ADMK? The ADMK has not been able to do anything there significant, because they are just one seat ahead of the NDA right now. So then the political dynamic in Tamil Nadu, does it also change?
Hang on, I have a different take on this. ADMK has more seats than the NDA, more vote share than the NDA. This is EPS telling the BJP that, look, you can't do business in this state without me.
It's also
in 2026, it is a question mark over Annamalai, no doubt about it. But I think this is definitely good news for EPS, telling the BJP state and central leadership, in 2026, in the assembly election, let's put up a joint fight. We can take on the DMK. And Doc mentioned this yesterday. Had they fought together, they would have won at least 10 seats.
15
or maybe even 15
what
seats.
He was saying,
Anand, I want to point this out. I said this point not once, twice. In fact,
You've said it every time. You have said it every time.
No, I said it at the time that the alliance broke. That had this, and at that point, people said it doesn't matter, because whether they contest together or whether they contest separately, they're going to lose anyway. And at that point, I was, I saw this writing, because I knew that there is anti-incumbency against the DMK. Their vote share will come down to 45 thereabouts. And if these two people had put their eggs together and fought together, a minimum of 15 seats. And mind you, those 15 seats may be important today. It may not have been important after the exit polls, but those 15 to 20 seats could have been very important today.
Okay. Let's try and get a sense of how many rounds of counting are over across most of the states, and how close are we. Let's start with Uttar Pradesh. We'll try and check with Akanksha how many rounds are over, what's the base of votes, and are results consolidating anywhere? Is in any constituency, are the leads really consolidating? Smriti Irani is currently trailing in Amethi in Uttar Pradesh. There are other leaders. Dharmendra Yadav is leading in Azamgarh. There are many pockets where, as per the Election Commission website, the lead is very slender for the Samajwadi Party, but we've got our own reports on ground, and are some leads consolidating into victories and wins? We'll have to wait and watch. It's about 11:15.
Can we also ask our
We're
team,
still far away from victories.
We're
still far away from wins.
Can we ask our team at the back end, the ministers in the Modi cabinet who are currently trailing? I think we should have a graphic on that.
How are they doing?
I think it gives you an indication of, if there was this anger and protest and all that.
There are 1.2 crore votes that have been counted in Uttar Pradesh.
1.2 crore?
Yes.
So, but that's very small compared to an 18 crore base.
But it's representative. You see, you've got to understand that even within those 1.2 crore voters, half are not voting for the BJP. So that huge 15% gap that the BJP enjoyed, or even more in some cases, since the two...
Can we actually say that with 1.2 crore voters is the question that I'm asking, when your base is more than 15 crore is what I'm asking.
Theoretically, you're right. But I'm just saying the trend is that the voter is not following the BJP in a pack like it perhaps was.
No, because every Lok Sabha constituency is made up of certain assembly constituencies. Now, there could be one assembly constituency out of 5 or 6 which may have voted entirely against the BJP, and there could be 2 or 3 constituencies vote totally in favor. That's why I said, unless we get to about a 5 crore base, can we actually call Uttar Pradesh saying that this is how it's going to stay?
Not if you won 56 or 54% of the vote in each constituency, or even 48%, 49%. Then it becomes a bit tricky. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, because the BJP is also minus 7% in terms of vote share out of these 1.2 crore votes.
By 9 or 10, by significantly
by 19%.
That's a huge.
19% jump
out
in
of
vote
that
share.
1.2 crores that Rahul is
Look at
talking
West
about.
Bengal now. It's 32 and 9. Trinamool Congress is actually steamrolling the BJP in West Bengal. It's not 22 and 18. It's far greater. Bengal scenario has changed drastically. The BJP is only leading in 9 seats in Bengal.
So again, if you go back to 2019, Bengal, the north seats, Darjeeling, it is exactly
half of what they won last
time. They had 18 last time, now it's 9. But again, BJP only winning in the northern part. In the southern part, let me look at the seats where the BJP is leading in. They're leading in Bangaon, which is Shantanu Thakur's seat. That was expected. In Bishnupur, where Sunetra Khan of the BJP is leading, and the 2 Mednipur seats. Angimitra Paul is leading in Mednipur, and then Kanti, where Shomendu Adhikari is leading. So in the southern part of Bengal,
they're trailing in one of the
these two.
of the seats.
Okay,
so now 20% of the vote is counted by now.
Mahua is in the lead in Krishnanagar.
And 290 is what the NDA has, and the India Alliance has 233. So if 20% of the vote is counted, though in many of the places, the lead is very slim, 200 to 300 is the lead. So you can never tell which way the seats will go. Vote share alag baat hai.
So far 20% of the votes have been counted. 20% of the votes have been counted, and this is the scenario at this point. In Bengal, is this going to change drastically is one big question. 32 seats for the Trinamool.
Can I put this out there? If we are having for the first time a non-single party majority government, in 10 years, what does that mean? How is our polity going to change?
Well, I think first of all, it'll be difficult for the BJP to dictate terms during government formation. I mean, I think there's going to be that, which is going to be the first impediment that they're going to face, which means there'll be a large number of people making demands on the party. There could be demands of different kinds that could be made.
Cabinet berth,
special status.
I think you'll have to put forward somebody like, say, Rajnath Singh or Nitin Gadkari.
No, how much is that is going to affect the growth story overall, the investor confidence overall? I know a lot of other questions.
Markets are crashing again. I think you will have the details now. So the markets are coming down further.
Markets are coming down again. We'll get that update from Nalin in just a bit. Akanksha, yes, what's the update at the live result hub?
India is in fact at 36 in Uttar Pradesh, India 43, which of course as far as the leading BJP leaders are concerned, they are in fact trailing behind. Menka Gandhi, remember, was taking the lead, but I am learning that she is also trailing, as is Smriti Irani. Let's quickly get in some inputs. बताएंगे कौन-कौन अभी आगे या पीछे है?
यूपी में इस वक्त सबसे चौंकाने वाली बात यह है कि 4 केंद्रीय मंत्री पीछे चल रहे हैं. स्मृति ईरानी पीछे चल रही हैं, अजय मिश्रा टेनी पीछे चल रहे हैं, और कौशल किशोर मोहनलालगंज से पीछे चल रहे हैं, सपा प्रत्याशियों से आगे हैं. ये पीछे चल रहे हैं ये चारों केंद्रीय मंत्री. और अभी जो हम देख रहे हैं इस वक्त 36 सीटें हैं एनडीए के पास, जबकि 40 प्लस इंडिया गठबंधन के पास है, जो कि काफ़ी चौंकाने वाली चीज़ है.
कितने राउंड्स हो गए हैं अभी?
ये लगभग कई जगह पे 4, कई जगह पे 5 राउंड हुए हैं, कहीं पे 7 राउंड हुए हैं, अलग अलग जगह पे इस तरह से राउंड हुए हैं. राहुल गांधी आगे चल रहे हैं राय बरेली से, जबकि अमेठी से स्मृति ईरानी पीछे चल रही हैं. जी,
What did he say?
कन्नौज से आगे चल रहे हैं.
Akanksha, sorry, I missed that. He said 4 sitting ministers are trailing.
Yeah,
yes,
4 sitting ministers.
He did say that.
Who are the 4?
4 जो 4 मिनिस्टर्स थे उनके नाम फिर से दोहरा.
स्मृति, कौशल किशोर
and Mahendranath Pandey.
अजय मिश्रा टेनी पीछे चल रहे हैं.
अजय मिश्रा टेनी.
हाँ, कौशल किशोर and then Mahendranath Pandey.
What about Brajbhushan's son? What about him?
ब्रजभूषण शरण सिंह के बेटे जो है करण सिंह आगे चल रहे हैं.
वो आगे चल रहे हैं.
Like Prajwal Rehana, you have a Karan Singh also, who is in fact
But Prajwal is trailing now.
Prajwal is trailing now, but Karan Singh is leading in Uttar Pradesh. Interesting turn of events there now. 294 for the NDA, so gaining some seats there, but the BJP is still at 238. The Congress now slipping back from 96, 97 seats to 93. India Alliance, which was at 231, has now slipped to 238. So 3-4 seats plus minus, that's the tussle that's going on over the last half an hour, ladies and gentlemen. But only 20% of the votes have been counted yet. Does that represent a trend for the rest of the remaining 80% of the votes?
So are we
such a big election? That's a big question.
Are we going back to a situation where we have an NDA convener and the likes of Mr. Naidu, Mr. Nitish are going to play, certainly they're going to demand their pound of flesh, but they're going to play a bigger role? Supan Das Gupta, are we going back to the...
Well, I don't know whether we'll have a convener or something like that, but certainly I think the balance of forces tilts towards some of the smaller coalition allies.
More like a Vajpayee NDA?
Vajpayee was temperamentally very different from Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi at present has a leadership stature which is far greater.
Of course, far higher.
I think we will probably see the return of Amit Shah to a far more active political role than had been the case. And I think this would also mean that in far as the balance of power within the BJP, the old Sangathanist approach is again going to be tempered.
But what about being more accommodative, more compromising?
No, that of course will depend on the situation.
Towards the allies and so on.
Yeah, that's all will be there. But
I wanted to ask him, I couldn't catch the last...
what is Sangathanist?
No. What did you say? Is it going to be tempered?
Yes, they're going to be modified, and certainly we will get a far more explicitly political approach. Which was not the case in the organization of this election. In this election, as opposed to, say, for instance, the election of 2014, where there was a greater element of trying to accommodate outside people into the system. Here it was, the...
I want to ask a couple of things. No, once again, Nalin, you're familiar with this, Nistula's familiar with this, where I think there was an interview, I think it was Mr. Nadda who said, we don't need the RSS or the RSS. There was this whole chatter about the RSS folks not putting their hand to the wheel. Do you think this again has a rebalancing in that equation?
Yes, I think there will be a rebalancing.
Okay.
I think there was an element of complacency. I think there have been differences internally. In UP, for example, that's been that was very obvious about factions. There were tales about RSS or BJP cadres not turning out in the beginning. Also because I think somebody said earlier in the discussion that when you put, I think Swapan, you made the point, when you put so many outsiders on the assumption that
that was certainly the case in Maharashtra.
That it's the Modi vote anyway. You put so many outsiders, there are local factions which were kind of subsumed earlier, that has become much more open. On top of that, you have a larger vote of dissent against the BJP and a vote of essentially and a consolidation of all the opposition forces who've also learnt who've taken a leaf out of the BJP book in terms of organization and caste arithmetic and things like that.
Look, you made the point in one of the earlier shows, right, in the first or second phases, that at the local level, everybody's like, anyway, Modi is going to win, but I want to fix the local MP.
So that is the 399 trap, as I call it. 400 नहीं, ठीक है, 399 आ जाएंगे, मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बन ही जाएंगे. तो इसको हम निपटाते हैं.
इसको सबक सिखाना है.
ये निपटाओ राजनीति जो है, this Sushma Swaraj had also said कि बीजेपी में निपटाओ राजनीति, ये निपटाओ परंपरा चल रही है.
And interestingly, in Uttar Pradesh,
how many top berths are going to be sort of up now for
Samajwadi Party is leading
in the Ayodhya.
What does that mean?
Wow.
Where everybody would, they were saying that मंदिर जो है वो आस्था का विषय है. वोट जब देंगे तो कुछ और चलेगा. So that's just what has happened. I mean, to a large extent, the Labharti vote, the Ayodhya vote, all those things, the Ram Temple vote, all that has been miscalculated by the BJP if these numbers are to...
if these numbers, there is a bloodbath in the Sensex as of now. Both Nifty and Sensex down by 5%.
So on the market update, the Sensex is down by 3,500 points.
3,500 points.
The Nifty is down by 1,120 points, of 4.8%. The market breadth at the moment is overwhelmingly negative. There are 356 shares which are up, but 2,926 shares which are down. The Nifty has seen the biggest single day fall since February 2022.
Since February 2020, single
and the
biggest
volatility index and the India volatility index
EVMs are all right.
Okay,
Janata ka vote hai coming via EVMs.
One thing I want to say that in 2004 when the UPA came to power and Mr. A.B. Bardhan, the late A.B. Bardhan CPI leader, there was talk happening about a minimum, common minimum program, etc. He had a very famous television bite where he said, "Bhad mein gaya disinvestment." That day, they had to put circuit breakers on the stock exchange, and it recovered. So everybody just take a breath, buy what you want to buy today. No. He said, "Bhad mein gaya disinvestment." Because the NDA government of the past had a robust disinvestment program.
Mr. Shori and
his ministry.
And so forth. But yeah, I mean.
You know, the markets recovered.
The point is,
it's the day to buy.
Will recover because they'd gone up 2.5% the other day. So you know,
there's a course correction, but still.
But you were going to make a point which.
Yeah, I just want to make a point. You know, if this is going to be, say, assume that this is going to be the final picture,
result,
which is an assumption.
Okay.
I think in this case, we are likely to see another election in 2 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
Big state.
Well, that's what a lot of people were saying, that if there is going to be this kind of sort of volatility, because I think that a coalition of this nature will be fractious. Because as I said, and I think Mr. Dasgupta said that Mr. Modi is a different kind of leader. So that might sort of result in...
I mean, but again, let me pose a question.
No, he's just putting it out there. It may or may not happen.
Let me pose a question. On the back of the exit poll results, a lot of the expectation was in terms of political agenda of the BJP, that what to expect from a new BJP government had it got an absolute majority of the kind that the exit polls had earlier been predicting. So you were talking about definitely a uniform civil code, one nation, one election. So the question now really is...
And a lot of economic reforms.
And a lot more reforms. There was a debate on what kind of reforms, but now if this result... And this is now pretty clear. The message certainly is very clear. The numbers may be up and down here and there, but there's a very clear message from the Indian electorate to the BJP.
Those reforms are going on the back burner. For certain, they are going on the back burner. If these are the kind of
reforms, again, I don't think one nation, one poll is going to happen. I think the big concern was delimitation. I think this result is a significant marker for the BJP that look. Handle delimitation with care.
And forget
it's not something you can.
You had Mr. Naidu and Mr. Modi sort of contradicting each other on a very important issue.
Reservations for Muslims.
Reservations
Correct.
for
And let me put one more question here.
Of the 97 seats, Congress is ahead on 37 seats. The margin is less than 10,000 votes. So as of now, that is also another update that's coming through. Somewhere the numbers. One gets the feeling this is not going to be where it is going to settle. It's going to swing either ways. It's going to swing either ways. Because I'll tell you what. If the Congress is really doing well, then it should get to the 120 number in its direct fights with the BJP if the sentiment is against BJP and wherever it is consolidating. And if the Congress does 100 seats, then there is no way that the BJP is going to get to even 250 or 260 seats, and it's not the single largest party. Sumant Raman is joining. Yes, Sumant Raman.
I think a very, very important point. This election was a pure and simple referendum on the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. Now, results are out in front of everyone. Now, obviously, we'll have to wait till the end of the day, but by and large, there is a clear trend in these elections. Now, why is it that, I won't be surprised at all if poor Mr. Nada is trotted out in the evening to sort of take the blame for this. No. But the point, if the BJP had won big, it would have been not so much the BJP's victory, it would have been Mr. Modi's victory. So by the same yardstick, we need to discuss if his campaign strategy was wrong. Whether a more accommodative approach, it's not just with reference to the allies or with reference to the opponent. Whether the entire sequence of events which happened in the last, particularly 8 months to 1 year, perhaps should have been done differently. Perhaps a more accommodative. I don't know. I'm not.
But Doc, can I ask you this?
We should not discuss that at all.
Doc, can I ask you this? If this is how the results are, and clearly it's not going to be a single party government, it's going to be a coalition government. But Mr. Modi will still head the government, right? What sort of change do you think? What sort of change do you think will have to be brought in to run a coalition government?
Sorry.
To run, look, Zaka, my point is simple. The approach that has been there in this last 5 years, particularly, not so much in the first 5 years, but certainly in the last 5 years, has been a complete unilateral. Even within the BJP, voices of dissent have been very, very, feeble.
Right, we've got, sorry Sumantraman, we got the first result. First result outside of Surat, the Sikkim candidate has won. Yes, Akanksha.
Subba Anand from SKM has won. This is the first official result that's been out and declared on the Election Commission's website as well. Let's have it.
Indrahang Subba, who's the SKM candidate from Sikkim, has won. He has a considerable lead of 75,000 votes, and the total votes polled in Sikkim, Lok Sabha constituency, is 3,60,000, and his lead is so much that nobody can even trail him now. There's only 30,000 votes to be counted, and the official result hasn't been declared by the Election Commission, but a reporter on the ground has confirmed that he has already won, and then his supporters are outside his house, and they are meeting him at this moment, and it's almost official from the candidate's house.
What is the victory margin roughly?
The victory margin is almost 75,000 votes.
75,000 votes. So the first result coming in, the SKM candidate has won in Sikkim, and that's also confirmed by the live result hub ahead of the Election Commission, because the margin of lead is greater than the remaining votes that need to be polled at the counting center. And this is the reason why you get the result first. So the first results outside of the Surat that the BJP started the scoreboard with even before counting began. This is the next one.
The two questions fascinating to be asked. Sorry, the two questions that need to be asked now fundamentally is this: how secure are the two main allies of the BJP that have actually done pretty well there? That is the JDU. And also, of course,
you mean how secure the BJP is with them?
Well, that's right. As I said, within the NDA, how secure are they?
You recall under Mr. Vajpayee, Chandrababu Naidu was a relentless bargainer.
Yes.
I mean, he bargained on everything.
And let's not forget, there was a bitter split between the TDP and the BJP just about 5 years ago. Lots of harsh words were exchanged. And I'm just saying, what is the guarantee that you might not see the NDA staying together in the present sort of framework that things could change very dramatically.
Things could change,
And
certainly Nitish is not going to be accepted by the India Alliance. I don't think Tejasvi or Lalu will be agreeable to getting Nitish back again.
What about the others? What about the others? Who are the others? There's YSRCP there in.
Very little, Rahul. There's 6 independents, 4 BJD, 4 YSRCP, 1 AIMIM.
Well, we now
not enough to
know.
But would you agree that this is, I mean, it's a point of view, I get it, that it's a referendum on Modi, because that's what Mr. Raman had to say, and one of the channels has now replaced Modi's picture with Nadda's picture. So, while I get what Mr. Raman is saying, that by evening BJP will probably, have Mr. Nadda out there as the Bakra, but then the point is that you can see the signals if a channel is changing. It's always been Modi and Rahul Gandhi, right? India Alliance, Rahul Gandhi,
let's not beat around the bush. This is a message from the Indian voter.
Yeah, that it's a reality check for the BJP,
it is a reality check.
As well as Mr. Modi.
If these results hold right now, and if they stay as it is, this whole campaign of the BJP was Modi ki guarantee. The whole campaign of the BJP, and it was the Prime Minister who first said, "Aayega to Modi hi," and said, "Ab ki baar 400 par." So if the voter has said, "No, I will not give you as a single largest party, I will not even give you majority as a single party, I won't give you 272 seats," then it is a message that's got to be taken in.
I want you, but I want you with less muscle power.
If this holds, although the NDA is creeping back up, it's gone up to 296, and the BJP is broken back into the 240s.
Still not enough.
Still not enough. There's still 32 seats.
Short. If this BJP in the last 10 years has been like the Congress of the 1950s, then what was the big jhatka to it? It was 1967.
Yes.
This result, which is giving you BJP as the single largest party if this result holds in the end, and may will probably still be in power, will be in power, but not with the kind of dominance had earlier. This is akin to what was the 96-67 result was to the Congress, where you got a jhatka, you got a message from the voters of discontent and so on, and yet the Congress remained in power. But
this
it led
is
to
a
many
bit
other
of a
changes
chastening,
in the politics.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, this has to be a bit of a chastening.
So it's a opening of a new fault line in our polity.
No, you know, I just want to say this. In the three biggest states in India, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and in Bengal, it's the India alliance that is ahead. In fact, in Bengal, it's far ahead. In Maharashtra, it's slightly ahead. And in Tamil Nadu, of course. And in Tamil Nadu,
Bengal, just a little bit of catch-up for the BJP now.
In the four biggest states, it's the India alliance that is ahead. Of course, they don't have enough to form a government. I don't think they can form a government at these numbers. It'll still be a BJP government.
In Maharashtra also, the BJP moving up a little to 21 seats now.
At 70 seats. Or would have been a very strong opposition and a very vociferous voice in the new Lok Sabha. Opposition with this number is going to be a formidable force.
As I said, Achhe Din for journalists, at least in Parliament, we'll get to see a lot more, action and that kind of thing. Good, lots of stuff to report, I think.
Right. Maharashtra again, scenarios changed a bit. The BJP playing catch up a little. It's gone up to 21. Compared to it was NDA.
It's 25, 22.
It's 25 and 22. So the NDA now goes into the lead ahead of the INDI
but
alliance.
Anand, I think the message will be very clear. Both Mr. Thakre and Mr. Pawar can put their leg up and say, boss, we have sent a message across to Delhi.
Put their feet up.
I mean,
there is a world of difference between putting a leg up and putting your feet up.
Feet up. Put their feet up.
The point that, excuse me.
I think we'll leave it at that.
Rahul, I think we just want to quickly look at the numbers from Uttar Pradesh and see the margins now, because I think that's really where the election is.
Yeah.
Let's
Uttar Pradesh
have a look
continues.
at how many seats and what's the differential.
Uttar Pradesh continues with the INDI at 42, NDA at 37. But there are quite a few number of seats where the margins are very, very narrow. We'll try and get some numbers. We'll try and get some numbers where the leads are consolidating.
While you get the numbers, Anand, the vote share is remarkably stable. It's still 42% for the BJP in UP, and it is still 32% for the SP in UP.
But then
and Congress is 10.5.
There's a transference going on.
It's a dead heat. It's a neck-to-neck heat.
No, but again, that's the thing.
It depends on conversion
Nalin,
and the seat construction.
The vote share to seat share conversion, you don't know how that cookie crumbles.
Exactly.
Right? And especially in a state like UP, it's very hard to predict.
So you'll have very small margins.
Exactly.
So the BJP now clawing its way back in Bengal also. It's 30 and 11 right now, 30 and 12 right now. It was 9 earlier. So now the BJP has gone into 11. And from 32 to it's come down to 30. It's straight fight between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. One seat has gone to the other. West Bengal leads. There you go. Congress Plus is at one seat. That looks like the Bahrampur seat.
No, in fact, it's not. I think in Bahrampur, from what I
Yusuf Pathan is leading.
Yusuf Pathan is leading, but the Congress lead is Malda Dakshin.
Malda Dakshin. Isha Khan Chaudhary.
Yeah. That is the Congress lead. There's no other lead for the Congress in this. Again, Mamata Banerjee will look back at this and say, she made the right decision about not going into the alliance with left end Congress, and it's paid off for her. Yeah, it's paid off in a big way.
I'm just looking at the Odisha leads again, 16, 4 and 1. So again, as predicted by the exit pollsters, 16 seats to the BJP. So big gains there for the BJP. If you look at Kerala, NDA 2. So that lead is steady and consolidating. And if the NDA is breaking into Kerala, that itself is another story. Gujarat, it's 25 and 1. Now, so one seat being pinched by the Congress party in Gujarat, whereas the MP is the new Gujarat, as Nistula was saying earlier, 29 of 29, all going towards the Madhya Pradesh.
No, interestingly, in Odisha, clearly BJP is well ahead. It's 16 and BJP just 4. But in Kendrapara, our good friend Mr. Jay Panda is trailing there.
Well, Kendrapara was Biju Babu's. So it's one of the most difficult seats
and
for the...
it was in the last round of polling. So
Correct.
what they were very clever. What the BJD did was that all the BJD workers, candidates, who finished with their polling in their seat, they all came to campaign because it is that prestigious thing, you know. So they came to campaign.
Very unfortunately, there was a certain personal rancor which had developed between Naveen Babu and Jai Pandey.
As of now, one just update, Tejinder Sodhi is telling us in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP is the single largest party with a 26.39% vote share. The Jammu and Kashmir National Conference at 22.18%, Congress at 21.31% and the PDP at 8.64%. So, and this is despite the BJP not fighting in the Kashmir Valley
Jammu and Kashmir, can I just make that point? The Ladakh seat, which they changed, an independent is leading there, Shering Namgyal, that was his name, right? The young MP. They didn't give him the ticket this time, so an independent is leading from there, Mohammad Hanif. I don't know what his political allegiance is, but the two Jammu seats, Udhampur and Jammu, of course, that's Dr. Jitendra Singh and Jugal Kishore, they continue to lead there. In Anantnag Rajouri, it's Mia Altaf of the NC who's leading. In Srinagar, again, it's the NC candidate, Agha Syed Ruhullah Mehdi of the NC who's leading. And in Baramulla, Engineer Rashid continues to lead.
But you know, for Omar Abdullah, Engineer Rashid, since we are talking, for Omar Abdullah, it's the state election which is of importance, which we've been discussing. So even if he loses here, his energy is going to be for the state once statehood is restored out there.
Well, digital viewership for our numbers, whether for the BJP and the NDA, the numbers are going up or not, but for us, they are going up and we need to just thank our viewers. So we've just consolidated further. But Sarkar ne viewership hamari hai, itna main keh sakta hu, but the fact is that we need our viewers to help us a little more. We want to inch towards 4 lakhs, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 347, so we want to get to 4 lakh views, live views. And thank you. Thank you for being with us and enjoying our coverage as much as we are enjoying bringing it to you. It's a neck and neck fight. The INDIA on ground seems to have made an impact with the voter. The BJP, early stages, 20% of the votes being counted. Another 80% of the votes has to be counted. Will the scenario change? We are looking at these numbers. The BJP has gone up to 240. The NDA has gone up to 294. INDIA slipping down a little. Congress going up a little. There is a lot that's happening. The result is not yet settled. It's not yet over. There is a bloodbath in the stock markets, but will they pick up later on in the day? Or will this settle and will this trend settle? Are we looking at a coalition government or are we looking at a majority government? Is it a mandate for Modi or is it trying to... There is another update from the Northeast, after Sikkim where there was a first result, there is a result now in Meghalaya. Yes, Akanksha.
This is the first victory for Congress from Meghalaya. Let's quickly bring you the details. In fact, it's a victory margin of over 1 lakh votes. Salang A. Sangma has... he's in fact...
she's a former MP. She's also the sister of Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma. And she was the former MP from Tura. And she has lost this time around. Salang and Sangma has pipped her to this prestigious post, which is a bastion for the Sangma family.
Okay, there you have it. This was a prestige seat as far as Tura in Meghalaya is concerned. As the gentleman here was discussing, Agatha K. Sangma happens to belong to the prestigious Sangma family, has been beaten by Salang A. Sangma of the Indian National Congress. The victory margin is of over 1 lakh votes.
Over a lakh votes, yeah.
Over 1 lakh votes and in Tura. So that was the Sangma bastion.
Conrad, it's interesting because they split just before the state election. Then they came back again as part of the NDA after the election. And again, people are looking at this and saying, boss, don't take us for a ride. Don't take us for granted. I mean, you don't have an alliance before. You break the alliance just before the election. You fight separately. And then you come back again together. And the person who's been defeated is the sister of Conrad, right? It's a message from the voter.
True. Obviously, it's coming down to the wire now. Uttar Pradesh is the state where I think we should focus our energies.
The story is
attentions.
Uttar Pradesh and the story is Maharashtra.
Because that could be the difference between what kind of government we're going to get.
Ayodhya, losing Ayodhya, I feel that there are certain things which will happen even if the NDA does make a government at the center. What's going to happen is Kashi, Mathura, UCC, these three things will go into the back burner because it's not getting you the votes. NRC will probably also go to the back burner. Many things which was about the Hindu consolidation, because a Hindu consolidation has obviously not happened, not been delivered for the BJP. So many of these things are going to, there's going to be reworking if at all the NDA is able to form a government, if we see this right now.
Yeah, I think, you know, things like one nation, one poll, and I keep coming back to this. I think delimitation, this is a big signal from the Indian voter. You know, don't take that exercise lightly. Don't just steamroll, you know, the numbers.
Think, because of what happened in Assam, if you can recall, the delineation
again, look
there
at Assam.
had created
I
a lot
don't think
of
it's a slam dunk for the BJP. Let me just take a look at Assam. Last time, I think it was 11-3, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure
9
exactly.
9.
Yeah,
last time 9, so this time it's 10 plus 1.
10. Yeah. But again, you have in the India bloc plus others. So if you have,
look, I think in Assam they've done better. But I think that the issue is not quite that. I think the election will be won or lost by the BJP in the Hindi heartland.
Of course, Hindi heartland. And more than the other larger factors, it is what they have done within their own party.
But it does present a dilemma. I mean, does the BJP completely back off on Hindutva, or does it persist?
Rahul, I think you've tracked the BJP for a long time. The BJP has always maintained power or no power, they don't deviate from their ideology, and it's not that they want the vote. They have a commitment, and this is something.
The problem is what the allies. The problem is what the allies.
You go at it in the discourse.
Yes.
Look at the Hindi heartland.
Yes.
Out of the 225 seats, last time BJP had 202. This time they're down to 152. It's still twice that of Congress. I think the bigger story is that the Congress has gone from 15 to
questions
to
will be asked of the Prabharis of Uttar Pradesh, Prabharis of Rajasthan, and also those who decided these are the tickets, these are how the ticket distributions have to be done. The Indy Alliance and the Congress, wherever it is gaining, are those places, and there could be a lot of seats where the candidate
hang on. No, why just the Prabharis? What about the sitting chief ministers? The chief minister of Rajasthan, the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh will be asked.
They will be questioned.
Mr. Bhajanlal Sharma.
Bhajanlal Sharma.
Thank you. But these questions will be asked.
As much as questions will be asked about Prime Minister Modi being on the ticket and him being the face of the campaign, those who are part of the organizational mechanism will also be asked. Is there, and if Zaka was asking this question, will there be pressure on Yogi now? What will happen if this is the result in Uttar Pradesh? Yes, Rahul. Yeah.
Well, I just feel that if you really want to look at how the next government is going to sort of come through, you have to look at the base number of the BJP.
Yeah.
If it falls further, then there might be even questions asked in a more meaningful way, which could lead to a large number of changes right at the top of the BJP. That could also happen. Okay. So I think this is now becoming an issue. How short are we going to be from 272? I think that's where the conversation is at this moment in time.
Okay.
Without Chandrababu Naidu, it's not
just deviating a bit. Deviating a bit, Odisha is a story. In the assembly elections, it looks like a big victory for the BJP. BJP in position now to form the government in Odisha. And the NDA alliance led by the TDP in position to form the government in Andhra Pradesh. There you go. That is it. 147, 76 leads for the BJP. So they are there. They are there in the halfway mark in sight of forming government, and they are clearly comfortable at this point. After the advertisements are over, thank you to all our sponsors and our advertisers on this result day. 76 for the BJP, 53 for the BJD, 14 for the Congress, and it looks like that the BJP is in position to form government and come to power in Odisha. It's a story in itself. It's a story in itself. And 150 landslide victory for Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra Pradesh. Yes,
in Odisha, this is something where the leadership in Delhi has listened to the ground level workers, who said that no to the alliance. Till April, there was talk of Modi and Patnaik talking to each other and an alliance coming through. Mr. Pandian was also included in those talks. But the local unit persisted and said we can win. And they have been correct, and Amit Shah backed the local unit. And that is where, and this is the strange thing, that Mr. Patnaik should have read the tea leaves. He could have gone out gracefully without, you know, making a spectacle and making this sad picture that he painted towards the end, where those videos were leaked and those came out. There was absolutely no need. He could have just stepped back and said, I have had a good run and I am backing out right now. Or he could have brought in somebody else to say that he will be taking the lead. Somewhere I think the BJD overemphasized that whole loved so much kind of a thing, and there's been this chup-chap vote towards the Kamal. You know, because they voted Shank. Always there was Shank and there was Kamal. This time they have voted Kamal and Kamal and not Shank and Kamal.
Why didn't that happen in Bengal? Shobhan Das Gupta, there was a whole thing, chup-chap, Kamal chap and all that. What happened there?
No, I think in Bengal we need to know the exact places. You know, what seems to have happened in Bengal is twofold. Firstly, that the BJP has done okay in North Bengal, it would seem, by and large. But in the rest of the state, there was a sort of division. The organization was split down the middle between two factions. Subhendu Adhikari leading one, and the old BJP Sangathan, as it were, leading the other. And there was very little connection between
in both states where you've had large-scale imports, Maharashtra and on two different Bengal. Coasts, you've had a problem.
That integration has not been possible.
Just an update on Assam. Preeti Priyadarshini sharing these details. Kokrajhar, UPPL, Jayanta Basumatari is leading by 10,908 votes. In Dhubri, Rakibul Hussain of the Congress is leading by 1,31,771 votes. Barpeta, Phani Bhushan Chaudhary leading by 39,261 votes. Darang, Udalguri, Dilip Saika leading by 60,475. Guwahati, Bijuli Kalita Medi, 49,300 votes lead. Amar Singh Tisso is leading by 8,235 votes of the BJP in Difu. Karimganj, Congress's Hafiz Rashid Chaudhary leading by 10,889 votes. Silchar, Parimal Shukla Baidia leading by 48,461 votes. Nagaon, Pradyut Bordoloi of the Congress leading by 23,223 votes. Kaziranga, Kamakhya, Tasa is leading by 52,115 votes. Sonitpur, Ranjit Datta is leading by 99,660 votes. Lakhimpur, Pradhan Baru of the BJP leading by 52,270 votes. Dibrugarh, Sarbananda Sonowal leading by 74,659 votes. Jorhat, Gaurav Gogoi leading by 36,063 votes. So 10 for the NDA, 4 for the INC. This is the update as of 11:45 a.m. by Preeti Priyadarshini from Assam. That's the update on Assam.
I just want to quickly look at the Northeast itself. I mean, again, the NDA has not done badly at all in the Northeast. Last time out of 25, they had 24, I think. This time they have 16 to the NDA. You want to look at the breakup. The NDA alliance is a gain of 2, but the breakup for the NDA out of that 16, just down 1. The BJP 12, AGP 1, NDPP 1, NPF 1, UPPL 1. So basically, the BJP is holding on to its sort of premier position in the NEDA alliance.
Here again, some of these allies are fickle allies. They sort of follow the scent of power.
But I think Hemanta seems to be doing okay.
Yes, Hemanta is delivered. I think
BJP by itself is doing so well
in
a state like Assam.
In
so
Assam,
now in Odisha, you've got a majority. Assam, you've consolidated yourself. So I think in eastern India, that foothold of the BJP is there,
and I think
except for Bengal.
If Mr. Modi is on the ticket and was on the ticket, I don't think you can sort of hold it against him. Yes, he didn't give you 370 seats, but it's a very competitive score right now for 10 years.
More. No,
they need
the BJP
30. They need 34.
More.
Okay,
the BJP
Arun Singh
needs 40 more for comfort. Otherwise, they are
40 more for comfort.
So can we look at Uttar Pradesh?
Arun Singh of News 18 is reporting that TDP or Nitish JDU से दोनों से बात करेगी कांग्रेस पार्टी. The Congress will reach out to both
Naidu's vote base. Naidu is one reporting that. Hang on, Naidu has won an assembly election.
Talking about
a big win, 150 out of 175.
So Naidu's vote base is a very different vote base, really, from the BJP sort of traditional vote base. So he's going to look at survival, continuity, all of these things. And you know, as I was saying,
many say this could be Chandrababu Naidu's last election. After this, it will be.
It just depends on how far the BJP is from that magic mark.
Chandrababu Naidu was requested to become the Prime Minister. Even Jyoti Babu told him ki ban jao.
Acha,
but nahi bane. You know?
Acha, update from Gujarat. Amit Shah has won Gandhinagar. Yes, Akanksha.
उनका मार्जिन ऑलरेडी इकट्ठा हो गया, उससे कम वोटिंग बाकी है जो काउंट करना.
गांधीनगर वहाँ से खुलेगा क्योंकि
Yes, Akanksha.
Amit Shah's one Gandhinagar.
Yeah, go ahead please.
And could you please share the breakup right now?
जी गांधीनगर बैठक पर अमित शाह की अभी जीत चुके हैं क्योंकि काफ़ी ज़्यादा मार्जिन के आगे चल रहे हैं और जो अभी वोटिंग के काउंटिंग राउंड है वो भी कम बाकी है तो 4 लाख की ज़्यादा से लीड अभी तक हो गई है तो मतलब वो
4 लाख से ज़्यादा है ना
4 lakh से
he surpassed the previous victory margin.
Previous victory margin. Akanksha, can you just check what's the margin of lead for the Congress, the lone Congress candidate who's leading in Gujarat?
जो सोनल शाह का कितना है?
सोनल पटेल का काफ़ी कम वोट है 60-70 हज़ार वोट ही अभी उनका चल रहा है तो अमित शाह जीत चुके हैं
No, not the Congress candidate in Gandhinagar. There is one lead for the Congress in Gujarat.
लीड आ रही है गुजरात से?
पाटन
से क्या है?
पाटन लोकसभा पर से कांग्रेस के उम्मीदवार चंदन जी ठाकुर जो है वो आगे चल रहे हैं
कितने वोटों से?
फिलहाल की
कितने वोटों से?
15,000 वोटों से अभी आगे चल रहे हैं
15,000 वोट. So
कितने राउंड हो गए?
11 राउंड हुए अभी 12 राउंड और बाकी है
Was it 11?
और बाकी हैं. Alright, 12 more rounds to go for Patan.
So 23 rounds in Patan, 15,000 is the margin of lead for the Congress candidate in Patan in Gujarat. Amit Shah has more than 4 lakh plus in terms of lead. So yes, Akanksha.
Have a look at the Maharashtra figure. It's pretty much neck and neck. I'll request the camera person to show you. Congress is at 11, BJP 11 again. As you can see, Uddhav Thackere's Shiv Sena 11. And the Sharad Pawar NC is at 8, surpassing Ajit Pawar's NC, which is at 1. And in fact, the overall tally is coming to more than what BJP's tally is right now. Let's have the insights.
Right, 27 and 20.
It was expected that India will get approximate 25 to 28 seats, whereas India will get approximate 20 seats, but it's happening exactly different. Whereas India is getting only 20 seats and India is getting 27 seats, and one is independent, which is Vishal Patil is leading from Sangli.
So how many rounds? How many rounds over? How many rounds?
How many rounds over?
There are various rounds. In few constituency it was 8 round, few constituency it was 12 round. So
how many rounds in all?
कितने बचे हैं?
अभी हर जगह के अलग-अलग rounds बचे हुए हैं.
But overall कितने on an average 22, 23 rounds? How many average in Maharashtra?
How many rounds now left?
Many. There are different kind of rounds. In different constituencies there are different rounds. So कुछ constituencies में 12 rounds.
वो sympathy
But
vote मिला है.
average में Anand, it's very apparent that India is taking the lead.
And by the way, remember,
22 rounds. 22 rounds overall.
There's a much bigger important point as far as Maharashtra is concerned. In 6 months, you're going to have an assembly election.
Yes.
If this result holds, then the assembly election is going to be a real wake-up call for the BS.
No, BMC elections in Mumbai also, no? All of that. The assembly elections will be a big flux. The political future of a few people will be in big flux.
Continues to hold on.
Also, that's important because it's the richest municipality. I mean, our stock market is there. It's the financial capital of the country. So for that election is also very important.
Bengal scenario has changed again. 32 and 9 again. So Trinamool Congress again really storming away with the lead at 32 and with the BJP at 9.
That means it's a tight contest there also. It's going down to the wire there. Let's have a look at the vote shares in Bengal. Is it possible to see the vote
one
shares?
of our viewers wanted your opinion on Naveen Babu. What happens next with Naveen Babu and also with the BJP?
You on Naveen Babu, I personally,
Yeah, you know him personally.
I'm not the only person in this panel who knows him personally.
But still, what happens next?
Well, I think it's sad. You know, here's a man who had a very, very distinguished career. And I think the public perception of the proximity to Mr. Pandian, I think was his undoing, more than anything else. And I think he'll be remembered as a very good Chief Minister of Odisha. And it's sad that the ending was like this.
Do you believe Mr. Pandian is a worthy successor and will he actually take the party?
It's not a question of whether I believe or not. It's a question is that the people of Odisha don't think so. They have got the impression that Mr. Pandian has been manipulating Naveen Babu at a point when he is very vulnerable. So these public perceptions seem to have become conventional wisdom and has been expressed in the thing. So the victory of the BJP is complete. Mr. Pandian must take a big credit for
Three short of majority in Odisha. BJP 3 short of majority in Odisha. As far as the leads are concerned, these are not even settled results, but the indication is very clear. NDA sweeping Andhra Pradesh, 150 out of 175 seats. All the leads are already out at this point, but the BJP still 3 short of majority. BJD has 52, Congress has 14. So if they are 3 short of majority and if this stays, ये फंसेगा Odisha में?
Also see that 5 terms of going on voting for the same one, the youngsters feel okay, we like him, he's respectable, everything fine, but there is oob gaya man, you want to move faster. Yeah, there's a boredom factor. At some point of time there will be an anti-establishment sentiment that will come in, and there will be this happening. Also the isolationist way of Naveen Babu's style of working. He stayed in his home, he hardly steps out. He has a very close set of friends that he meets. You don't see him meeting. It's only when the BJP seem to be mounting a challenge, which is like literally in the month of May, that he started getting out and campaigning. And that also just a few sentences here or there. It doesn't work, After some time, that charisma wanes among the people.
I just want to talk a little bit about Haryana. Again,
I think can we do Maharashtra, because we've got Priyanka Chaturvedi also with us. Big lead for the INDIA at this point. Priyanka Chaturvedi 28 and 19. Phenomenal score there. Do you think this will consolidate further in favor of the INDIA?
You can call it India Alliance now. It's okay.
No, you will be the INDI Alliance or you will be INDIA. India A is Alliance. So that's why. So I can't say India Alliance again. So it will be INDI Alliance or INDIA. So let's all fight on that. But yeah, congratulations if this stays. Yeah.
You can call it grouping of India. Okay, if that is also working for you, whatever works. Anyway, whatever floats your boat.
NDA, UPA, INDIA, that works for me. Yeah,
I'm not getting into that. I will, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. However, people of the country have shown that they look at it as an alliance which is formidable, which needs to be strengthened, which has, with the way numbers are going and how it turns around for the alliance later in the day, can also probably get us to form a government as well.
Yeah.
As far as Maharashtra is concerned, you're seeing the numbers, and I remember I was on your show 2 days ago, where I said the numbers that you are showing for India Alliance vis-a-vis NDA is going to change. What you're showing for NDA is going to be India's outcome, and what you're giving to India is going to be NDA's outcome. In fact, we're doing far better than the numbers were shown, right?
So more gains for the Congress compared to UBT.
I do want to ask you, Priyanka ji, Zaka here, you're getting 28 as of now, gain of 19 from last time, and the NDA is getting 19. But I want to specifically talk about your party. Shiv Sena UBT is getting 11 seats, gain of 6 from last time. 4 of those are coming from Mumbai, Bombay South, South Central, Northeast and Northwest. So the single largest party in Mumbai city out of the 6 is actually your party.
Yes.
Absolutely. See, I just want to say a couple of things here, because it is important that we put things in perspective as far as Maharashtra is concerned. 2 regional parties, 2 important voices of Maharashtra were broken by the Bharatiya Janata Party at the behest of the party which is in power in the center, which is the BJP. It wasn't just the Maharashtra BJP. It was a plan which was, the architect of which was Mr. Amit Shah, which has been said many times by Mr. Amit Shah himself. Having broken 2 political parties, having trampled upon the constitution, democratic norms, in the belief that you can label it as a Nakli Shiv Sena, you can even go on to call Uddhav Balasaheb Thakre as the Nakli Santan of Balasaheb Thakre, and think that people are not going to people are going to take this line down. That people who are born and brought up in the state of Maharashtra, who are the Bhumi Putras of Maharashtra, are going to take it easily, and whatever narrative that is set on them is going to be the narrative that they will vote on. They have understood that this was trying to damage the idea of Maharashtra, the ethos of the state, only for wanting to be in power.
I just want to bring your attention back to the numbers.
You can continue to postpone the local elections. You can continue to bypass the electoral processes for the local bodies. It is going to be a city which has stood by Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thakre, Shiv Sena Balasaheb Thakre, and the numbers are now proving that.
I just want to come back to the numbers again. The 2 parties that you said, Tod Marod karke kiya tha. So Sena UBT has 11, Mr. Sharad Pawar's NCP has 7. So that's 18 seats between the two of you. And if you look at your counterparts on the other side, Mr. Eknath Shinde's Sena has 4 and the Ajit Pawar NCP has 1. So that's 5 compared to 18. You think this now settles the whole issue of who is the real Sena and who is the real NCP?
I think the only issue that needed to be settled was in the minds of the media and the news anchors who are asking us this every day.
No, the people have spoken. The people have spoken.
Just allow me to complete. No, this was a narrative which was being spoken about day in, day out by television channels. You all were the medium, right? And so was Mr. Narendra Modi, who thought that he can say this, he can build this narrative against the will of the people of Maharashtra. So I think people of Maharashtra, without, making too much noise, listening to all the noise, doing away with all the narratives that were being pushed across by a very aggressive media and a very aggressive Narendra Modi and his team, have shown through their votes, through the ballot, who the Asli Aulad is, who the Asli party is. Take away our symbol, take away our name, take away whatever you want to take away. We will vote on a new symbol. We will stand by Uddhav Balasaheb Thakre because we all know that Uddhav Balasaheb Thakre is the true legacy bearer of Balasaheb Thakre.
No, we respect the people. Everyone should respect the people. At the end of the day, it is Janta Janardhan, no doubt about it. And the people have spoken. This is the first time you've had elections in Maharashtra after all this Tod, Mod, Farod and all that. And the people have given their unequivocal response. I also want to know from you that if this is how the numbers stack up in Maharashtra and this is how it ends at the end of the day, what may this mean for the upcoming assembly elections? Yes. What may this mean for the BMC elections, which, as you said, the can has just been kicked down the road and kicked down the road and kicked down the road?
So, two things. One thing is that we are going above 35 seats in Maharashtra. And Mr. Modi and Mr. Devendra Fadnavis are going to see the biggest loss of a state in Maharashtra, where they were trying to consolidate, but it's gone the other way around. The experiment has failed spectacularly. That's one. So we are going above 35 seats by the end of the day. The second, how it will relate to assembly elections as well as the local body elections, which are pending for over 2 years. We don't have corporators, we don't have elected representatives being able to run these corporations. And not just in Mumbai, various other parts of the city and in the state of Maharashtra. Elections haven't happened. So we are very certain. People have shown faith in us. We will not let down their faith. We will continue to strive for a better Maharashtra, for a better outcome, and ensure that the rights of Maharashtra and the people of Maharashtra are not trampled upon.
Okay.
But on the whims and fancies of a man who thinks he's the Lord Avatar.
I do want to ask you one final question on the national picture. We're getting a source-based information from the Congress that they're reaching out to both the TDP and to Nitish Kumar's JDU. They, of course, I think TDP has 15 or 16 and Nitish Kumar has 15. At the India Alliance level, I mean, if these numbers crystallize the way they are, NDA is at 289, BJP at 237, India Alliance at 233 and Congress at 94, the NDA will still form the government unless, of course, there is a breakage in the NDA. Are you looking to expand your partners in the India Alliance, or are you happy to play the role of a strong, constructive, vociferous opposition, which is what, if these numbers stay at this stage, indicate?
Now, these numbers are going to change and we're going to come close to forming the government. And having said that, there's just a couple of things I want to tell you. Shiv Sena, along with the Bharatiya Janata Party, were in alliance for over 25 years. Shiromani Akali Dal was the longest standing ally. Those were the kind of alliances that BJP did away with because of sheer arrogance of power. And they have come together with a ragtag alliance. These alliances who they were using agencies against, who they were telling them that if they don't come along with the BJP, they're going to face a problem and the best idea to win elections is to come along with the BJP. They're not the committed alliances of the BJP. And they are going to realize that it is easier to work alongside a partner which believes in democratic ethos as well as constitutional, principles of this country. They also realize, these alliances, they also realize that sooner or later Bharatiya Janata Party will go after them, like they went after Shiv Sena, like they went after Shiromani Akali Dal, like they went against LJP. So those are things that people, the political parties, for their own existence as well as their own, ideology to continue, they are going to rethink their alliance to the BJP. And I am telling you, we are forming the government.
Priyanka Chaturvedi, many congratulations. It is a well-deserved victory. Like I said, Janta Janardhan in a democracy, the people of Maharashtra have spoken. It's not just the numbers. I think the message from the voters of Maharashtra is very, very clear. We are rejecting outright all this Tod, Ford, Marod ki Rajniti, and that this whole legacy...
People of the state.
Yeah, and not just that, the betrayal versus betrayal aspect, the greater betrayal has been chosen, which was the greater betrayal by the people of Maharashtra in terms of these hold. And Priyanka Chaturvedi confident that these numbers will only improve in favor of the alliance. Let's quickly just get, before Ghanshyam Tiwari comes, thank you Priyanka ji. We've just got results coming in from the Northeast, 2 big results, going to the live result hub. Shivani joining us, 2 more results. Yes, Shivani.
Yes. Just some big names that are being declared winners, and that's always interesting to watch out for. I've got our Northeast desk, Assam and Tripura. We've got big results coming in. Tell me the big names who've been declared now.
Kiran Rijiju has won from Arunachal West by a margin of almost 80,000 votes. He defeated former Arunachal Chief Minister Nabam Tuki. And then Agatha Sangma from Tura, who's the sitting MP from Tura, she lost to Salenge Sangma of the Congress. And 2 seats from Tripura have been declared. Former Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dey has won by a whooping margin of over 5.5 lakh. And Kirti Dev Burma, who's the sister of Padyut Dev Manika Burma, who's the princely king of Tripura, has also won from Tripura East.
So, you know, East is the place, Anand, where actually the BJP is kind of managed to hold on. I just want to quickly give you a sense of West Bengal, where the numbers are standing. What's the situation looking like?
Actually,
TMC 31.
Within 42 seats में जो है हम आ गया ट्रेंड पूरा आ गया तो उसमें तृणमूल 31 में लीड कर रहा है और बीजेपी 10 में लीड कर रहा है और 1 सीट है मालदा दक्षिण जो है वहाँ पे कांग्रेस लीड कर रहा है तो ये जो है सिनारियो देखिए सुबह 8 बजे से शुरू हुआ है वोट का जो काउंटिंग है तो 4 घंटे में जो ट्रेंड आ रहा है तो उसमें थोड़ा एक बात हम कह सकते हैं कि एग्जिट पोल का जो है जो था अभी उसमें थोड़ा अंदर हो
कितने राउंड हो गए हैं कितने बचे
अभी तक तो फिलहाल अगर आप एवरेज करें तो देखा जाए कि 5th राउंड तक हो चुके हैं 42 पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में
Fifth round ही हुआ है. So you know there is a little bit of caveat here that there is actually very little rounds that have actually taken place. But as most of us, our experts here are also saying, and you are also discussing, the trends are pretty much clear as it stands right now. Anand, I'll also get you UP. What are the big names that are trailing and by how much in just a bit?
Right. Thanks for that update, Shivani. Yes. Yes,
When you're looking at TMC in 31, BJP 10. BJP was hoping that they would get somewhere around 18 to 20.
Yeah.
So you're looking at way short of what the BJP expected, even in Bengal.
Yeah, even in Bengal.
Yeah.
Bengal, they were looking
Odisha
at 25 plus. Bengal,
news.
they said 25 plus.
Yeah.
Maharashtra, they said they will retain and they actually contested 27. It's a big slip there.
Right.
And in Uttar Pradesh, the story itself is evident. 44 and 34.
I think it's a phenomenon.
So
I think
what
UP is the story of this election.
They had expected that some numbers would come down in states like Karnataka, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. They would be made up in the eastern side, which is Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, when they add
-28.
But it's not happening.
Look at the UP picture. The India Alliance is ahead of the NDA.
It's a disaster.
Here in our studios. We were here on Saturday when we did the exit polls. This is not a map you expected on Saturday. It's not a map anybody showed on Saturday.
Expected. None of the pollsters even predicted.
I have to say, Zaka, a very different mood from the exit poll. Yes. But I mean, I thought the smartest thing anyone has said today was Nistula on this program when she said the pollsters lost, the journalists won. This is not unlike what most journalists who toured were expecting. Most people were saying about 250, 260, short of a majority for the BJP. But Mr. Modi is still the most popular leader, will form the government, he will get allies. And I think that's pretty much the situation that's come to pass. But a couple of things I think worth pointing out. The first is UP. We had contradictory reports from journalists who went. Many people who were shooting with me for the print program said to me, even Mr. Modi is going to win by a much reduced majority. Smriti Irani will lose. And I was skeptical because the polls didn't tell us that. But it turns out they weren't wrong. Bengal, the journalists were always clear that this BJP optimism was nonsense and hype. And I think that's turned out to be correct. And Maharashtra, as Priyanka said, I don't need something. But two important lessons at this stage, if these results hold. One is this Tod Bod ki Rajniti, when you go and break people's parties, you file enforcement directed cases against them and get, the voters don't necessarily like that if Maharashtra is an indication. Secondly, if you do the politics of hate, and the BJP has done a lot of the Hindu-Muslim stuff, etc., particularly in UP, where Yogi is pretty much a champion at this, it doesn't necessarily yield results. I think these are lessons that are going to be important going forward.
Ghanshyam is also joining us. Ghanshyam, first of all, congratulations. No one expected that Akhilesh Yadav and Samajwadi Party in particular would do as well as you are doing right now. Right now, India Alliance in Uttar Pradesh is leading in 44, NDA in 34, and I just want to give you the breakup. The Samajwadi Party is leading in 37, up 32 from last time. Last time you had 5, phenomenal. Now you're leading in 37. You'd probably be the third biggest party in the 18th Lok Sabha. Congress leading in 7. So, first of all, congratulations, Ghanshyam. What is it that the pollsters, maybe even the journalists, did not see that has resulted in this result? But you folks always knew, certainly Akhilesh was going around saying that particularly in eastern Uttar Pradesh, it's not as what you guys are saying, there is an undercurrent.
Good afternoon, Zaka, to you, the fellow co-panelists and the viewers. I want to congratulate the country. What you asked, that what the media did not see, the pollsters did not see, is the nation wants to say, "Fat of dictatorship." The dictatorial dreams of BJP, Narendra Modi, Amit Shah have been removed, erased by people of India. That a prime minister can stoop so low to say that election of opposition is a mujra. People of India have rejected that prime minister, and it is clear with this verdict that no single alliance partner of BJP, no one wants to be blackmailed, no one wants to sign their death sentence by joining BJP. The alliance partners of BJP will not allow Mr. Modi to return as prime minister. No one wants to sign their own death sentence. If this verdict holds, and it is only going to go better, and if Mr. Modi becomes the prime minister again, you will see every day protests across the country by the youth who these people have robbed of their future, by the farmers who they have fired on, by the women against whom they propped up Prajwal Revanna and Bhushan Sharan Singh and the rapists of Bilkis Bano, by the backwards Dalits, Alpsankhyaks and Adi against whom they stood against caste census. This government has no moral authority to sustain. They misused, abused machinery and media and exit polls to get to this number. But the grassroots sentiment against this government is much wider. If Mr. Modi dares to return as Prime Minister, people of India will not settle till
I need to come in.
That dream is
one second,
demolished.
Sanju Verma,
There'll be everyday protests.
People have spoken,
the
opposition, let them have their say. I mean, people have spoken. We have to respect that. A BJP at 237 is not something anyone predicted. None of the exit polls predicted. Journalists, one second, Ghanshyam, one second. Journalists may have anecdotally said this. No one said it on television. Nobody wrote newspaper articles about, the BJP ending up at 237 and NDA at 290. So, Sanju Verma, before I come to you, just give me 30 seconds. But Ghanshyam, Mr. Modi will still be Prime Minister. NDA is still far ahead of 272. They're 290. Of course, it may be a different Mr. Modi. He'll have to, of course, take everybody along. He'll have to listen to the allies and so on. And of course, he has to respect and listen to the Indian voter, which is fair enough, which is what a democracy should do to people. But I don't think Mr. Modi is not going to be Prime Minister.
Zaka, there are three things. No ally wants a backstabber as their Prime Minister. This BJP has backstabbed every alliance partner, including Nitish Kumar, including Chandrababu Naidu. So there is no reason for people to sign their death sentence and go and ally with Mr. Modi as Prime Minister. That's one. Two, everybody understands that there is grassroots sentiment against Mr. Modi. The youth want him out. The women of India want him out. The farmers of India want him out. They have abused the machinery to somehow find a majority. That will not sustain. If the alliance partners believe this, Mr. Modi will not be the Prime Minister.
Whether that holds or not, let's just say we've just got a result coming through, then Sanju Verma coming across to you. The first Karnataka seat, the result has come through. The JDS has won Kolar. So the result coming through. Yes, Shivani, going through the live result.
Absolutely. Just showing you some trends and leads, and now results coming in from Karnataka. The first Karnataka result has come. We've got the Kolar seat that has been declared. That's the JDS seat, mind you. The JDS candidate Malesh Babu has won from there. That's the only seat declared from Karnataka?
Yeah, it is so far only one seat is declared in Karnataka. In Kolar constituency, JDS candidate Mallesh Babu won the seat.
Yeah. All right, I also want to give you a trend. DK Suresh fighting from Bangalore Rural. Just show me exactly who's leading from Bangalore Rural. Is DK Suresh doing okay, or what is happening? So, CN Manjunath is now leading by over 1 lakh votes, 1,43,000 votes he is leading by. So, DK Suresh, the brother of heavyweight DK Shiv Kumar, is trailing by roughly that margin. So, this is a contest that is going to be very interesting one to watch out for, Anand.
Right.
He recently joined politics, Manjunath. Dr. Manjunath just recently joined politics, known cardiologist. And then, you know, the BJP had only given 3 seats to the JDS. So they didn't know where to accommodate him. So they brought him into the BJP, though he's Deve Gowda's son-in-law. Yeah. They bring him into the BJP, they put him out there. He refuses to say a single word against DK Suresh. He just runs his own campaign, doesn't go against DK Suresh. It's the Vocaliga versus Vocaliga vote out there. DK Suresh, remember, is DK Shiv Kumar's brother. Yeah. DK Shiv Kumar went to societies, housing societies, and said, you want water, first you give my brother your vote, only then you'll get it. And DK Suresh is the guy who said that in South India should be a separate country. So that kind of attitude has obviously been rejected by the people of Bengaluru.
No, what this also means is that this is bad news for DK Shiv Kumar because his own brother has lost, and it's also good news for Siddaramaiah because Congress has not done that badly. It's got 10 out of 28. It had 1 last time, which was Suresh's seat. BJP had 25 last time.
But DK Shiv Kumar is quite the phoenix, you know, he will...
Yeah, but I have a feeling that this will strengthen Siddaramaiah. All this talk about, you know, 2.5-year chief minister, I don't think this result is going to give.
Will be only laughing at this.
He will be happy with this result.
He'll be very happy because
in fact, if you look at this belt, the North Karnataka belt, the 2 people who will be happy are Mr. Kharge and Mr. Siddaramaiah because these are some of the backwardest districts of Karnataka.
Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, brought in as Congress president, under whose watch the Congress has done obviously very, very well. Does the credit go to him?
We know who the credit will go to.
We'll see who gets the credit there.
It's obviously the Gandhis who get the credit.
It's a question. It's a legitimate question.
I think you have to give credit to Kharge. You have to say that the Gandhis Rahul never managed this. There is objectively a change on the ground. You cannot deny Kharge the credit. And I think also this idea of broad-basing the leadership, so it isn't just Rahul everywhere, seems to have worked.
But Veer, you have to admit, from 52 to 92, 40 seats plus, the star campaigner for the Congress party is Rahul Gandhi.
Rahul Gandhi,
Rahul Gandhi. So the credit, if the BJP does well, credit goes to PM Modi. If the Congress does well, the credit has to go to Rahul.
I don't dispute that. I'm not denying Rahul any of the credit. All I am saying is everyone says the Gandhis get all the credit. I think it's unfair to exclude Kharge from that. He deserves
Mr.
credit.
I've just run a filter. These are the SC reserved seats. Now, for the first time in the last 10 years, the India Alliance is leading in the SC reserved seats. The NDA has about 5 seats less than that of the India Alliance.
They are actually minus 18.
They're down 18. They're down 18 from last time.
In the SC reserved seats compared to the last time.
The story that is coming out is quite clear that there was a great deal of distress, and the poorest of the poor, the most marginalized, were feeling that, and somewhere the issues have not been addressed, and you see this. And where you see this most is in our 2 poorest states, unfortunately. That's where the results have come through.
We have Sanju Verma, Meeta Chakrabarti also with us, along with Ghanshyam Tiwari and Radhika Khera, who should be joining us in a bit. Yes, Sanju Verma.
You know, first and foremost, I want to tell the Samajwadi Party and Ghanshyam, you know, he says, how dare the Prime Minister even think of coming in for a 3rd term because he's been rejected by the electorate. I think that is absolutely unfair, and I'm not going to hold back my punches. 54 out of the 59 big and small elections in the last 10 years, that is a strike rate of almost 92%, have been won by the BJP unconditionally, unequivocally, under the aegis of Narendra Modi. Yes, did we do as well as we expected? Certainly not. But is this a vote for Rahul Gandhi? Certainly not. I can tell you that the Congress says it is the fulcrum of this alliance, and an alliance is only as good as how strong or weak the fulcrum is. And as things stand now, with more than 150 seats, the victory margin being less than 20,000, and with still at least 11 to 12 more rounds to go, people from within the cabal on the other side, if they are jumping up and down and writing off the BJP and the NDA,
even
then I
as
think they're building flaky
even as you
castles
speak,
in the
we've got
air.
an update from Rae Bareli. Rahul Gandhi has a huge lead in Rae Bareli. Dinesh Pratap Singh has put out a social media post saying, I apologize for hurting anyone, and he's literally conceded the seat to Rahul Gandhi. So that's a big win for Rahul Gandhi from Rae Bareli.
But
that's what we are flashing
if I may just ask you, isn't this a message from the Indian voter? Again, I disagree with Ghanshyam. I think Mr. Modi will come back for a third term. What that government entails, what accommodation he may have to make, that's a different debate altogether. But isn't it, sometimes it's okay to be a little humble in politics and say, okay, we're listening to the people. The people have spoken. And the people have spoken quite emphatically. From 303, the BJP is now down to 238. There are concerns in UP, in Bihar, in Rajasthan. The BJP's numbers have come down quite significantly. What you attribute that to is, again, you'll have to do an analysis, whether it is jobs or Samvidhan Badal Denge, whatever it is. But ultimately, the people of India, particularly in the Hindi heartland, Rahul Shivshankar has been making this point since morning. It's the Hindi heartland which brought you to power, and it's the Hindi heartland which is sending you a message that, look, there are concerns and you need to listen to our concerns.
Zaka, that's a very valid point. That is why even in my introductory comment, I did say that, the results in terms of what we were expecting by way of seat tally has certainly not happened. Am I disappointed? Of course. I mean, if we are talking about the BJP standalone being well past the 300 mark, and here the NDA itself is contained in and around that 300 number, there are reasons to introspect, and to say otherwise would reek of overconfidence. My limited point, Zaka, without being offensive, is only this. Is this a vote for Rahul Gandhi, which is what the Congress would have you believe? No. Is this a vote yet again for Narendra Modi, but with a lower mandate? Certainly yes. Is the BJP and NDA going to come back to power? Yes. And if you're going to take the knives out and say UP has taught a lesson to the BJP, please also then give us credit for the fact that in two big states, after 25 odd years, Naveen Patnaik would have been forced to hang his boots. Whether it was Pandian who worked in BJP's favor or not, I'm not going to comment. But give us credit for the fact that we are going to be coming back with a thumping majority in Odisha. Give us credit for the fact that the BJP-led alliance will be forming a government in Andhra Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, I agree, we need to introspect what changed between 2022 when we had a 41.29% vote share and 255 seats, and now. In less than 2 years, what has been the catalyst that has led to a performance which certainly leaves a lot to be desired?
Thank you, Sanju Verma ji. We've got guests coming back to back. I think Pawan Khera, the head of the media department of the Congress party, is now joining us. Thank you very much, Khera Saab. I know you joined us on Saturday and you were like, exit polls are wrong, exit polls are wrong. None of us believed you, but congratulations. I mean, the India Alliance is at 230, Congress at 93. I think it's a phenomenal performance against anything that anybody sensed on the ground. I think clearly the exit pollsters missed it, maybe the journalists missed it, but you sensed something that none of us could.
No, it's premature for me to celebrate or for anybody to get depressed. Let's wait for another couple of hours. Situation will be clearer. But you're right, pollsters and a lot of people in the media missed what was happening on the ground, because I think the BJP imposed upon the country a particular echo chamber, and everybody was busy listening to each other. When Rahul Gandhi stepped out and went for a Bharat Jodo Yatra, I think that's when people realized that here is the man who's speaking the language of the common man, and he understands my issues, your issues. So I think that was, that broke the iceberg. I think that's what breached the iceberg to begin with. Then the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. And all these things, of course, helped a lot in a connect with the people.
What is the message, particularly from the Hindi heartland, your home state, Rajasthan? Last I checked, it was 13-11, I think. Uttar Pradesh, where now the India Alliance is leading 42 to 36 of the NDA. What is the message of the Indian voter, particularly from the Hindi heartland, to the BJP and to the India Alliance with this kind of numbers?
I think the message is very clear, loud and clear. Don't be arrogant. Please talk about our issues. Enough of your own Man Ki Baat. Our Man Ki Baat also matters, and that's where Rahul Gandhi tapped. That's where he spoke their Man Ki Baat. That's where the issues raised by Mr. Kharge and Priyanka ji, I think Priyanka ji emerged as our ace campaigner, I must say. And these are the issues that they talked about. The constitution was a serious issue. I think people connected with that issue because our rights, your rights, everybody's rights depend on the constitution. And that was under serious threat, and people realized that.
I do want to ask you, Mr. Khera, at these numbers, 293 NDA, 240 BJP, 229 India Alliance and 93 Congress, it seems like Mr. Modi will come back for a third term. Well, of course, like I said, in what form or shape, in what kind of accommodations he'll have to make, we don't know. That's another matter. But do you see this as a mandate where, yes, the opposition's numbers have increased, you'll be a formidable opposition in the 18th Lok Sabha, the NDA's numbers have been cut down, the BJP's numbers in particular have been cut down, so they have to listen to the people, they have to listen to the opposition, but ultimately it will still be a third term for Mr. Modi?
Let's wait and watch for a couple of more hours, but for a man who thought he was the reincarnation of God, this is worse than a defeat.
Okay. Are you reaching out to NDA allies?
Even if we were, we won't reveal it on any channel right now. But obviously, processes are on from all sides.
But no, the mood. Okay, tell me this: do you believe you still have a shot at forming the government?
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of partners of the NDA are not comfortable with the arrogance of the two men from Gujarat.
Okay.
They would rather choose someone else. They would rather partner with someone else.
Pawan Khera, thank you very much. Once again, like I said, in a democracy, you have to listen to the people. Janta Janardhan, they have spoken. And I think this is a resounding message. I mean, our panelists are back again. Rahul Shivshankar. Okay, I think Anand's going to take
just do a quick check. Smriti Irani is trailing big time in Amethi, trailing by about 50,000 votes. Amit Shah has won by more than 4 lakh votes in Gandhinagar. We'll go across to the live result hub in just a bit. Just quickly telling you, how does the parliament look like right now? There, as we set this up, ladies and gentlemen, clearly there is a huge amount of attrition for the BJP and the NDA. And it's not going to go all the way past the halfway mark comfortably. The BJP on its own, it's not the single largest party. It is consolidating, getting closer, the NDA, till about 300. But at the bases, at the back of some of its allies, the JDU and Chandrababu Naidu, that is the TDP. What a turn of fortunes for Chandrababu Naidu. The Congress, on the other hand, if you were to look at it, the Congress and the INDI alliance or the India is coming right across, right up to about the 230 number. 93 seats, near about 100 seats for the Congress party. That makes it a far more robust and a far more vocal, vociferous opposition in the lower house in Parliament. What does that do going forward? We'll have to wait and watch. This is the scenario as of 12:30 p.m. As of 12:30 p.m. Does this scenario hold at 4 p.m. this evening? We have to wait and watch. Experts believe that this will stay. More or less, it will be steady. There's not going to be a radical change in the picture. There is no way that the BJP is going to emerge as the party with the majority. It may be very short, it may fall short of that majority magic number of 272 on its own. That's the scenario as of now. Quickly going across to the live result hub for an update on Smriti Irani and also Amit Shah. Yes, Shivani.
Yes. Amit Shah, as you mentioned very rightly, has won with a huge vote margin. I'm just going to step over to the Gujarat desk in just a bit. मैं अभी उत्तर प्रदेश के डेस्क पे हूँ. यहाँ पे हमारे साथ है हमारे साथी. उत्तर प्रदेश से स्मृति ईरानी का भी कितना गैप चल रहा है?
स्मृति ईरानी अभी 15,000 वोटों से पीछे चल रही है.
हाँ. और आपको क्या लगता है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में जो सीट्स हैं, बराबर की टक्कर की लड़ाई है, उसमें वोट मार्जिन कितना चल रहा है अभी? कितना डिफरेंस चल रहा है मोस्टली सीट्स में?
देखिए, कई जगह पर तो बहुत कम डिफरेंस चल रहा है. बार बार चीज़ें पलट रही हैं. जैसे कि अभी अरुण गोविल 7,000 वोटों से आगे हुए हैं, जबकि अभी वो पीछे चल रहे थे. उसी तरह से फतेहपुर सीकरी में राजकुमार चाहर, जो अभी तक पीछे चल रहे थे, अब वो फिर 6,000 वोटों से आगे हो गए हैं.
अच्छा. और जो बड़ी बड़ी सीट्स हैं, जैसे आप राय बरेली और उसकी अमेठी की बात,
जैसे राय बरेली में राहुल गांधी 1 लाख से ज़्यादा वोटों से आगे चल रहे हैं. 1,56,000 वोटों से आगे चल रहे हैं राहुल गांधी.
और कन्नौज,
कन्नौज में अखिलेश 70,000 से ज़्यादा वोटों से आगे चल रहे हैं. मैनपुरी में डिम्पल 60,000 से ज़्यादा आगे आगे चल रही हैं। बाराबंकी में तनुज पुनिया 80,000 वोटों से आगे चल रहे हैं। और अगर हम वैसे बात करें बड़े नामों की, तो मेनका गांधी इस वक्त 10,000 वोटों से पीछे चल रही हैं।
अच्छा। तो टाइट सीट्स हैं क्या यूपी में या क्लियर मार्जिन है?
नहीं, अभी तो टक्कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि अभी काफी राउंड्स रह गए हैं।
कितने राउंड
आगे? अभी तो काफी 6-7 राउंड हुए हैं अभी, तो अभी काफी राउंड्स बाकी हैं, तो अभी चीजें पलट सकती हैं, आगे पीछे हो सकती हैं। लेकिन जिस तरह से चीजें अचानक वाली, चौंकाने वाली हैं, मेनका गांधी का पीछे रह जाना, संजीव बालियान पीछे हैं, 10,000 से ज़्यादा वोटों से पीछे हैं संजीव बालियान। कौशल किशोर लखनऊ में पीछे चल रहे हैं 10,000 से ज़्यादा वोटों से। तो ये कुछ सीटें ऐसी हैं जिनसे थोड़ा सा चौंकाने वाली चीज़ें आई हैं, हालांकि अभी कई राउंड्स बाकी।
स्मृति ईरानी कितना पीछे है?
अभी इनके हिसाब से 15,000 वोटों से पीछे हैं। जो इलेक्शन कमीशन के नंबर्स आ रहे हैं वो थोड़ा ज्यादा उनको ट्रेल करते हुए दिखा रहे हैं। तो हम एक बार और 15 मिनट में दोबारा टैली करेंगे।
Those numbers could have been from earlier the election commission.
Yeah.
This is the latest
15,000.
15,000. Smriti Irani trailing by 15,000 votes as of now, but there are ups and downs, and it's a lot of close contests in Uttar Pradesh, and that's reflective on the vote shares which the Samajwadi Party and the Congress put together almost mirrors the BJP's vote share. That's about 42%. And if that's the case, then there will be a little bit of a tussle. Is this going to swing either ways? Ex-UP minister has said that the Uttar Pradesh performance is disappointing and there's something that we need to take cognizance of. Dinesh Sharma ji is with us, Sandeep Dikshit ji with us. Your thoughts, Dinesh Sharma ji, on the overall performance? The NDA is at 294, but the BJP 241, well short, nearly 60 seats short of its score the last time around.
नहीं, अब देखिए, अभी जब तक पूरी मतगणना ना हो जाए तब तक कोई भी एक निष्कर्ष पे पहुंचना ठीक नहीं है। लेकिन प्रारंभिक दौर में ये जरूर चिंताजनक बात है कि हम अपनी अपेक्षाओं से पीछे चल रहे हैं। और मैं समझता हूं कि उत्तर प्रदेश में भी हमारी स्थिति सुधरेगी और हम महाराष्ट्र में भी और स्थिति हमारी सुधरेगी।
ये दो राज्य हैं जहां पर बीजेपी के वर्चस्व को बहुत बड़ी सेंध लगी है। प्रियंका चतुर्वेदी का कहना है कि महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने आपको सबक सिखाया है वहां पर तोड़ मरोड़ की राजनीति खेलने के लिए। और उत्तर प्रदेश में भी कहीं ना कहीं समाजवादी पार्टी और कांग्रेस पार्टी को जितना लाभ मिलता हुआ दिख रहा है, क्या ये एक मैसेज है वोटर का?
नहीं, अभी कोई मैसेज को नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन इतना जरूर है कि हमें और परिश्रम करने की आवश्यकता भविष्य में पड़ेगी। और बीजेपी एक कैडर बेस्ड पार्टी है। जो भी परिणाम हमारे अच्छे होते हैं तब भी हम विश्लेषण करते हैं, और कहीं से कोई कमी रहती है तो भी हम उसका विश्लेषण करते हैं। तो एक बात हम सबको ये ध्यान में रखना होगा कि हम लगातार तीसरी बार केंद्र में सरकार बनाने की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। तीसरी बार आज़ादी के बाद शायद केवल नेहरू जी की सरकार 3 बार बनी थी, और आज हम तीसरी बार सरकार बनाने की स्थिति में पहुंचे हैं। इसका सीधा सा ये मतलब है कि हमारी परफॉर्मेंस जनता ने पसंद किया है। कहीं कोई समीकरण रहे हैं जिनकी वजह से हम उतना अचीवमेंट नहीं कर पाए जितनी कि हमें संभावना थी। हम उसका विश्लेषण जरूर करेंगे, लेकिन अभी परिणाम आ रहे हैं। मुझको लगता है कि 1 बजे तक स्थिति स्पष्ट होगी, फिर कोई चीज में किसी बात पे टिप्पणी करना ज्यादा उचित होगा कि
12:30 तो अभी बजे हैं। आधे घंटे में आप कह रहे हैं स्थिति आधे घंटे में कितनी परिस्थिति बदल जाएगी वो देखना बाकी है। राहुल शिवशंकर,
जो लेटेस्ट परिणाम आएंगे। अब देखिए, उड़ीसा में हम सरकार बना लिए, हम आंध्र प्रदेश में हमारा एनडीए का सरकार बन रहा है। तो कुछ परिणाम ऐसे भी हैं जो हमें खुशी देने वाले बने हैं। हम हिमाचल में, मध्य प्रदेश में, गुजरात में, उत्तराखंड में हम एकदम स्वीप की स्थिति में हैं। छत्तीसगढ़ में
नहीं, उत्तर प्रदेश
तो
में
परिणाम भी हमें,
लेकिन यूपी जीते तो ही दिल्ली जीते, वही लखनऊ से दिल्ली का रास्ता लखनऊ से कहा जाता है।
आपको मैं इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूं, मगर उत्तर प्रदेश में पिछड़े वर्ग के जो वोटर हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है कि उन्होंने इस दफा आप पर विश्वास नहीं रखा है। ये क्यों हुआ ऐसे?
देखिए, अभी ये प्री मैच्योर बात है। अभी पहले से ही इस प्रकार का आकलन ठीक नहीं है। अभी पूरे डाटा आ जाएं, कहाँ पे कितना प्रतिशत हमको मिला है, कौन सी सीट ऐसी थी जो ओबीसी डोमिनेटेड हैं या कौन सी सीट हैं जो एससी डोमिनेटेड हैं, ये पहले देखने के बाद ही तब हम किसी विश्लेषण पर पहुंच सकते हैं। लेकिन ये जरूर है कि हमें जितनी आशातीत सफलता की उम्मीद थी उस तक हम नहीं पहुंच पा रहे हैं।
संदीप दीक्षित जी,
लेकिन
नमस्ते।
अभी परिणाम आने बाकी हैं।
Would you agree with what Dinesh Sharma ji is saying? Just an update before you start speaking, sir. Amit Shah is leading by 6 lakh votes. He's been declared winner. Rajiv Chandrasekhar leading by more than 11,000 votes in Thiruvananthapuram. Suresh Gopi in Thrissur leading by more than 62,000 votes. So these are the updates that have come through. Yes, Sandeep ji, big gains for the Congress party also. They are already about 41 seats more than the last time around.
Okay, sorry, just for confusion, should I answer in Hindi or English?
You may go ahead in English, sir. You may go ahead in English.
दिनेश जी ने हिंदी में कहा था, तो मैं हिंदी में कहना चाहूँगा। पहली चीज ठीक है, दिनेश जी की बात की ये शुरुआती रुझान है, तो थोड़ा इंतजार किया जाए। लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से जहाँ अमूमन अब हम लोग माने तो 18 से 20 से 25 राउंड के करीब होते हैं, 7-8 राउंड हो गए हैं, तो ये हम मान सकते हैं कि ये फिगर जो है बहुत ज्यादा अब नहीं बदलेगा। और अगर दिनेश जी आपकी उम्मीद है कि आपके 280, 290, 320, 330 चले जाएंगे, तो कई कांग्रेसियों का जो कहना है कि घटकर हम भी 25-30 बढ़ सकते हैं, उसकी भी उम्मीद है। तो मेरा ये कि अभी विश्लेषण जो इस समय खबरें आ रही हैं उस पर हम लोग इस बात को आधारित रखते हैं। लेकिन एक चीज जो मैंने देखी है इस चुनाव में, जो खासकर 2014 और 2019 से अलग है, और कुछ ये 2004 और 2009 के चुनाव की तरह थी, कि इसमें कोई राष्ट्रीय एक वोट नहीं पड़ा है, राज्यवार वोट पड़ा है। इसलिए आप देखिए, कुछ राज्य बिल्कुल एक तरफ जा रहे हैं, कुछ राज्य बिल्कुल एक तरफ जा रहे हैं, और कुछ में बहुत ज्यादा भले नतीजे इतने उधर उधर नहीं हुए हों। पहले आपका जैसे था सामान्य तरीके से एक देखा गया था कि पूरी की पूरी नॉर्थ इंडिया बेल्ट में एक तरफ के नतीजे गए, मार्जिन 3-3, 4-4 लाख के थे, दक्षिण भारत एक दूसरी तरफ से गया। अब की बार हिंदुस्तान ने अपने राज्यों को देखकर, वहां की परिस्थितियों को देखकर और प्रधानमंत्री के काम को अपने राज्य परिप्रेक्ष्य के अनुभव में देखकर वोट पड़ा है। तो एक तो कोई नेशनल वोट नहीं है, और जब नेशनल वोट नहीं पड़ता है तो कम से कम मेरा उसमें विश्लेषण यह है कि फिर प्रधानमंत्री, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री पूरे राष्ट्र पर उसका असर होता है, उसका हर काम, हर बातचीत, हर कानून, हर उसका कार्यक्रम पूरे राष्ट्र पर पड़ता है। इसका मतलब है जो पहले 2, 4, 5 चुनाव में वो एक राष्ट्रव्यापी असर कर सकते थे, अब कम से कम इस चुनाव में एक राष्ट्रव्यापी असर नहीं रहा, और ये बीजेपी को देखना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है ये एक बहुत बड़ा बदलाव आया है, और इससे ठीक है, अगर इस समय के आप आंकड़े लें तो लगता ऐसा है कि एनडीए दोबारा से सरकार बनाएगी, लेकिन हम लोग एक बहुत ज्यादा सशक्त विपक्ष बनकर इस समय सामने आने हुए हैं
जी। वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग
दूसरी चीज, हाँ बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग। दूसरी चीज जो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, जो मैंने कहा कि अब की बार देश ने पूरे देश की तरह नहीं, राज्यों में अपने अपने वोट डाले हैं। दूसरी जो बात यह है कि अगर आप पिछले 10-15 साल का ट्रेंड देखें, खासकर जब से नरेंद्र मोदी का उदय हुआ एक राष्ट्रीय परिप्रेक्ष्य में और प्रधानमंत्री बने, राष्ट्र के एक तरीके से बीजेपी के नेता बनकर आए, कि हमेशा भारतीय जनता पार्टी राज्यों के चुनाव में लोकसभा के चुनाव के बनस्पत हल्का करती है। अगर यहाँ उनको 36% वोट मिलता है तो राज्यों में वो 30-32% पर आ जाती है। और उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर आप आने वाले अगले 2-3 साल के अगर आप चुनाव को पढ़ेंगे तो आपको लगने लगेगा कि राज्यों में बहुत बड़े बदलाव आने वाले हैं। महाराष्ट्र आ रहा है, झारखंड आ रहा है, हरियाणा आ रहा है, उसके बाद के राज्य आ रहे हैं। जिन राज्यों में अच्छी पकड़ आपकी बार दिखी है, वो जैसे मध्य प्रदेश है, गुजरात है, वो बाद के चुनाव हैं। तो आने वाले 2-3 साल भी राजनीतिक रूप से बहुत उथल पुथल के रहेंगे। और ये एक बात मैं और तीसरी बात कहना चाहूंगा कि ये समझ लेना, क्योंकि महाराष्ट्र के असेंबली चुनाव के बाद हमने देखा, मध्य प्रदेश में देखा किस तरीके से राज्य की सरकारें बदली, कि आज घटक दल और उसके अंदर के सांसद अब उस तरीके से अपनी चुनाव के समय में साथ खड़ी हुई पार्टियों के साथ उतने साथ नहीं दिखते हैं जितना वो आने वाले समय 6 महीने साल भर में रखते हैं। अभी तक कांग्रेस के संबंधित, कांग्रेस के घटक दलों के संबंधित लोग इधर से उधर जाते रहे, तो जब यही लोग उधर जाते हैं तो वो लोग इधर भी आ सकते हैं। तो मेरा ये कि अनसर्टेनिटी इस चुनाव में जितनी दिख रही है उससे बहुत ज्यादा रहेगी।
जी, महाराष्ट्र के पटल पर अगर देखा जाए तो महाराष्ट्र में बहुत ज़्यादा उथल पुथल हो सकती है, एंड ऑल्सो दैट द असेंबली इलेक्शंस आर नॉट सो फार अवे. BMC elections are going to happen, and there is a mind of the voter that seems to have been established by the EVM. नीरज कुमार JDU से हमारे साथ हैं. बिहार में लेकिन परिस्थिति उतनी विपरीत नहीं दिख रही. JDU ने अपेक्षा से ज्यादा परफॉर्मेंस दिखाया है। सीटें सेंग मारी अगर हुई है तो बीजेपी की सीटों पे हुई है नीरज जी अभी तक।
देखिए, सबसे महत्वपूर्ण पक्ष है कि बिहार में चुनाव, आपको स्मरण होगा कि इंडिया ब्लॉक बनाने की शुरुआत हमने की थी, लेकिन कांग्रेस पार्टी का दुराग्रहपूर्ण रवैया, जो जेल में बंद है आजकल भ्रष्टाचार में, कभी अरविंद केजरीवाल से बुलवाते थे, कभी ममता बुलवाते थे, तो हमारी यूटिलिटी को इन लोगों ने इग्नोर किया। तो आज एहसास तो हो गया होगा कि माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी की उपयोगिता क्या है, कोएलिशन पॉलिटिक्स की उपयोगिता क्या है, गठबंधन की राजनीति की उपयोगिता क्या है। तो स्ट्रैटेजी फाइनल जब आएगा अब हम इस पर कोई टिप्पणी करेंगे, लेकिन जो लोग यह कह रहे थे कि एंटी इनकम्बरेंसी है, बहुत तरह की बातें, नीतीश कुमार जी की यूटिलिटी नहीं है, तो एहसास हो गया होगा ना कि नीतीश कुमार जी की उपयोगिता क्या राज्य के अंदर में और राष्ट्रीय राजनीति में क्या है।
दिनेश शर्मा जी क्या कहेंगे आप?
देखिए, जो ये बात तो सही है कि राज्यों की राजनीति और केंद्र की राजनीति में अंतर होता है, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी की राजनीति में पूरे देश में कोई अंतर नहीं होता। जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की राजनीति में ऊपर से होता है वही संगठनात्मक रूप में नीचे से उस परफॉर्मेंस को दोहराने की तरफ हम सफलता प्राप्त करते हैं
जी।
मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि उत्तर प्रदेश की राजनीति ने समय समय पर करवटें ली हैं, लेकिन बीजेपी ने अपने कैडर बेस कार्यकर्ताओं के बल पर उनको उन स्थितियों पर नियंत्रण भी पाया है। जो अभी परिणाम आ रहे हैं ये विश्लेषण का विषय जरूर है, लेकिन इतना मैं कह सकता हूं कि एनडीए की सरकार बनेगी और मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एक बार फिर से एक सुशासन देकर जहां पर कमियां होंगी उनका हम अध्ययन करके उनको हम पूरा करेंगे।
नीरज जी, अटकलें लगाई जा रही हैं कि कांग्रेस ने संपर्क करना शुरू कर दिया है जेडीयू से और टीडीपी से, तो क्या जेडीयू का मन बदलेगा?
देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी के बारे में सूत्रों के हवाले से खबर चल रही है, इसका कोई औचित्य नहीं है। कांग्रेस के लिए गाड़ी छूट चुकी है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी को जब निर्णय लेना था उस समय तो ये लोग राजनीतिक रूप से एक दूसरे को नीचा दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। तो नीतीश कुमार जी के व्यक्तित्व से कोई प्यार करे या घृणा करे, इनकार कैसे कर देगा। अब एहसास इनको नीतीश कुमार जी का हो रहा होगा जो सूत्रों के हवाले से, लेकिन अब तो गाड़ी छूट चुकी है, पानी बहुत निकल चुका है। हम एनडीए के पार्ट और पार्सल है, एनडीए के पार्ट एंड पार्सल रहेंगे।
जी, नीरज कुमार जी धन्यवाद समय के लिए। संदीप जी, हाउ डू यू वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड?
I think that's okay what he's saying right now, but see, JDU is